Today's guest is someone who operates at a level that most people never even see. He is an army officer responsible for managing Army's National Guard's incentive program, overseeing $350 million even in yearly basis. His job is basically deciding where this money goes, in which states, and to foresee the future of the U.S. Army. But before we're gonna start, I mean, can you see what he's wearing? Welcome, Jack, Mr. Jack. It's so good to have you here. And that is so...
Jack.
I mean, what
quick translation. Welcome to Georgia.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Right.
Sarkatvelos Galmarjos. America's Galmarjos.
Yeah, to both of our countries. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because, I mean, after this description, when I saw what you were wearing, I forgot about everything.
Yeah.
Before we're going to go to that, can you explain why did you show up in that, our traditional Georgian chokha?
Sure. So this is not this exact, I'm going to look at this camera. This is not the exact chokha I got married in. But ever since we got married, I'm like, we got to buy one. And that was a rental. But I love the history and symbolism of it. And so you can see my dagger.
Khanjali. It's called Khanjali.
And, correct me if I'm wrong, but the chokha originates to about the 1800s, right? Where these people, Georgians, Caucasians, and others, fighting Russians, Arabs, Seljuks, Turks, Ottomans, everyone, would wear these. And, so these would be paper cartridges for muskets. And so over time, this went from a military attire to, the formal dress. And being an Army officer myself, my wife who's sitting here.
It's an area of his expertise. That's why he's so good at this thing.
Yeah. So,
Army officer.
Yeah, everyone on her family, my family's in the military. And so I love it. It's fitting. It's beautiful. And it's very Georgian. So
let's get straight to the point. How do we defeat Russia? Kidding. Just give us your background.
Just yank him out.
Maybe later.
Right?
The strategy
just go to
later.
Putin, yank him and leave. You're fine. Just give him an old Maduro and you're good.
Oh, okay.
Take his oil tankers.
No. Let's go ahead and hear your story.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I just have my.
He's from Chicago, by the way.
I am.
City.
I am. Yeah. It is very windy. Although that expression came from politicians speaking fast. So if I'm speaking too fast,
no, we like it. We like it.
So it means that you're speaking truth.
Yeah. By the way, it's
definition?
worth talking a little bit slower because most of our listeners are still Georgian.
Of course. Okay. So I'm from Chicago, born and raised. That's why I speak so fast. I got my 2 degrees in political science and economics. I used to work in politics extensively.
University of Illinois, right?
Yeah, University of Illinois, Chicago. So it's the Chicago campus. So I went there, worked in politics, worked for a number of politicians and senators and stuff. I was really into it. I was very progressive at that time. Okay. What else?
Wife always giving the tips, right?
Yeah. I was going to make a joke. I'm not. Okay. Go to school. I come out, and then during that time, I also lived in Germany for a little while. So I did an exchange program. Never went out of the country before in my life.
Like many Americans, right?
Oh, 50% of us don't have passports. And so kind of the joke is, maybe some of your former guests would disagree. I kind of say I lived in Germany, or as I'll explain, I lived in Turkey. I'd only lived there for half a year or a year. But to me, as an American who had never left, I lived there.
No, I would say 6 months kind of qualifies as living abroad. Even for us and even for many Europe. 6 months? Oh, come on. You get to assimilate with the culture.
6 months,
At least you pick up a little bit of accent of that kind of country.
I've been born and raised here. I don't even know some of the streets in Georgia. And you're saying that 6 months might qualify?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Enough to say I've been there,
I mean...
Yeah.
You can say that you lived in Germany and Turkey. I think you have the right to say it.
I do. I'll say it anyways. So I lived in Germany for a little while. Really loved it. I visited Turkey, and that was during the Syrian refugee crisis, just after the war had already been going on for some years, and I felt like an urge to help and do something greater. So I don't do anything at that time. I come back to America and I work at Groupon, which
what was that? Sorry.
Groupon.
Groupon.
It's like coupon, but with a G. Actually, In America, it's very popular. It was from 2012 to 2019, 2020. Just when I started working there at the very end, it was really popular. It was worth billions of dollars. And so you'd go on the app and you'd find discounts to try new businesses. And so the business would benefit because it would have new customers, and you and I would benefit because we paid half price.
Oh,
Right.
Great company. I was like a top performer. But at some point I was like, wow, I'm like really screwing over businesses. It doesn't really help anybody. Anyways, it's like almost dead now. So I do that and I leave the job to go move to Turkey, move to Istanbul, and I teach refugees and other people English to make a living. I try to give back, but also I love Turkey. It was great. Just like
nice
Georgia.
country.
Yeah. Very hospitable,
we don't have
good
like,
people.
Yeah, the history has a lot of
Yeah, but
Hagia
Turkey
Sophia.
is great. Turkey is great.
I like Turkey.
Malians,
Yeah, yeah.
Ottoman Empire.
Except for when they came here,
Yeah. When they behave good. When they behave good.
Yeah. So, I do that. COVID happens when I'm in Turkey, and it was awful. And
You got stuck there? In
I
Turkey,
chose
or?
to stay there. I was offered.
okay.
I was offered an AC-130 out of the embassy to leave. So it's a big military aircraft, and I said no.
Like you had an option to leave.
Yeah, they were like,
during the
"Hey, we'll
COVID.
fly you out of here." This is March 15th, 2020. And they said, we'll fly you out of here. The embassy contacted me, and I was like, nah, I'll stay. And why not? Because I knew for me, that was my mind. I'm like, this is the last time I'm going to live abroad. Because when I get back, I graduated school already. I'm like, I gotta make money. And so do that.
You have to be back in the U.S. to make money, right?
Of course, yeah. I don't want to go too much into it. You can ask me if you like later, but living there is very hard. Visiting is fantastic. Living, making lira, awful. I did some weird stuff. Like I worked for this surgeon who would do rhinoplasty surgery. And
medicine is big there.
Just like here.
Yeah.
But so he would do rhinoplasty surgery. So he'd put like the nose above, like touching their forehead, and he'd work on it, adjust it. And I would teach him English as he did surgery because he was so busy.
And you're joking.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You were teaching while he was.
I was in full scrubs, just teaching him adjectives. And he was
And
just doing
performing
surgery.
a surgery.
Yeah.
I don't really
I've never
want-
seen Scrubs, but I've seen that. Yeah, but
I'm not
that's,
sending any relatives in Turkey anymore. For the surgery.
He did a great job. Yeah, he would do like 3 surgeries a day. It was awesome. But then, now imagine, I worked there, and then the pandemic happened. And I'm like, why am I in a hospital teaching English? There's a pandemic, so I stopped. But I did a lot of weird things there to make money because it was so hard.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
So that's when you decided you had to go back?
Yeah, and I didn't want to spend that much time there. I said, I'm going to go here, have fun. The people are so nice and hospitable. It's nowhere like how I was raised in Chicago, which I don't even think is an unfriendly city. But it was just so different there, and I was like, I want to try it.
right.
And
At that time, you're still lonely, right?
Yeah.
Single.
Yeah,
So
very lonely.
Chicago
Okay.
is cold with double meaning, right? So cold as in weather, and cold.
The people
cold.
aren't that bad. They're
Okay.
better than most cities. But all of America is just not. It's not like Georgia.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge country. Like,
I would
it's
say
not even-
Germany's a lot worse, right? The Deutsch is a second. Yeah, a lot worse.
We have an
Personality-wise,
agreement.
I love the country, of course. It's a beautiful country. Love the
Fucking
beer.
robots, man. No, I can talk
Yeah.
a lot of shit about Germans.
Yeah. Well,
I do that all the time.
Hey, I don't.
with the-
Hey, you can go a step farther and talk about Britain. As they say,
we'll
in
get
London.
there. We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. As they say in London.
As they say in London, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Okay. So I live in Turkey. At some point, I'm like, I should go. I didn't want to stay that long. Go back to America. I work in some other big tech company, and we haven't even drank much. And I work for this big company, and I still have that urge because I didn't really help that many Syrians in Turkey because I did it for a few months, and then the COVID happened, and all my students obviously stopped showing up.
Right.
I worked online helping them teach English, and it was awful. It didn't work at all. I was a good teacher in person mostly, but online I was awful. I was new. And so...
But did you had experience in teaching, or?
I got a teaching certificate. And so there's this
okay.
Yeah. So
as a qualified teacher kind of thing.
Yeah. She's making fun of me. My wife. But there's a teaching program, the International TEFL Academy. It gives you a TEFL certificate. teaching English as a foreign language.
No, I mean,
we call
I'm
it
just asking that because your
TOEFL is the
pronounce it.
test.
I mean, I'm just asking that because your major was in politics, etc. And I mean, you were suddenly teaching in English,
right?
Yeah, like from a resume, we didn't know that. Like,
course,
you strike us as an army officer. Like, we
I hope so. Yeah. Except for the beard right now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good.
Okay, so let's get to that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So live in Turkey, come back, I work in tech, and then I talked to my friend. He goes, "Hey, you ever think about joining the army?" And I was like, "Yes, but my family didn't want me to." And he was like, "Cool." I was like, "Okay." And he said, "Well, you know."
Wait, why didn't they want you to bomb like the oily countries or stuff? Kidding.
No, we just take their oil tankers now. No, so when I was in high school, I actually talked to a recruiter, an Army National Guard recruiter, which is what I'm in now. I'm in the Army National Guard. So I'm in the Army, and there's a component. It's called the National Guard, like Georgia has, although yours is a little different. And typically, you only serve part-time. And so I normally would only serve 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks in the summer. Now, in reality, you serve more than that, but generally, it's part-time. You do a lot of training up front, and then for a long time, you do part-time service until you get deployed. There's a need. There's riots somewhere, and then they call you up.
That's almost nothing. One week in a month, and and then in summer, that's...
You come to America, I have just the job for you.
I mean, that's almost literally nothing, seriously.
You say that, but then, the joke is that weekend that you work...
Yeah, even if it's 24/7.
No, but, I mean, it depends, but not really. But let's say, where you drill or where you train, it's not usually by your house.
Right.
Let's say it's 3 hours away.
It's like
you go somewhere.
Balance.
Go to a base or an armory. An armory is like a little base almost, but usually just for National Guard or reservists. So anyways, my friend tells me, hey, you should join part-time. And in high school, I was sold you could do part-time service. But the recruiter is very typical, unfortunately, they lied. He was like, oh, if you join, you only do 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer.
It was good advertised. It was advertised good, yeah.
That was advertised right. But then he said, and you don't even have to go abroad. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you know how Iraq and Afghanistan, all these soldiers are there? I was like, yeah. So you don't even have to go. You just do stuff in this state. And I was like, well, it's pretty good. And I talked to some of my mentors. They were Master Chiefs and commanders in the Navy. He's like, what are you talking about? And they were like, the National Guard are half of the soldiers in the Middle East. And that is still true for the most part.
Yeah.
Of the soldiers stationed in the Middle East, half of them are National Guardsmen. And so we get deployed there all the time.
Okay.
My unit just got back from Somalia. And so...
you could have just easily been sent there, right?
So I almost was. But I'll talk about that in a second just to finish. I joined the National Guard. I was lied to in high school, and later I kind of find out what the real details are, and I go, you know what? Great, I'll do it. And they say, if you join now, and based on my prior qualifications, I was like 25, almost 25. I had a much bigger resume than the average 18 or 22-year-old. They said, we'll give you a full scholarship to do your MBA. And so I said, sounds great. And so I trained to be an officer, and I did my MBA.
Why didn't I see that in your
it's
resume?
In there.
Oh,
it's in the
okay. So that's my bad. But so you're an MBA. So both of our MBA.
Every.
Well, which MBA?
In management from same place, the University of Illinois, Chicago.
Oh, gosh, so the same place. Yeah. Got it. So you're an MBA who is in the military service.
Yeah. So, and again, my intention was always just to be part-time. I wanted to serve my country, do something greater to, appreciate the place I came from, feel like when I die, I can stand before God and say I did something. And so I thought the Army was a good way to do it. And it has been, thanks be to God.
That actually answers the question I had, like it's kind of a non-traditional way for an MBA,
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it was funny. I actually didn't even want to do it yet. I wanted to wait until I had some more experience in the private market. So I had about 3 years of work experience, which is not a lot. But if the Army says it's free, if you go right now, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like, in America, you get a lot of appreciation if you work in the public service and the general.
Yeah, generally. Not every public service, but in the military, they're highly appreciated.
In the Army, it's huge, yeah.
It's huge.
Because it brings a lot of money, a lot of oil it's bringing to its country.
Hey, guys, $2 gas, come on.
Kidding.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's not like I get that all the time.
But it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, the only reason why the private sector doesn't pay you that much, because they might not be making as much money as there is in the military service.
Well, so in the public sector, you make dramatically less than the private sector. It's not like in the U.S. where maybe I don't know if it's in Georgia, where people want to go to the public sector really badly because it seems more prestigious or better.
Everybody hates it. Unless you're in a, like the top level government position.
Same in the U.S. They get paid dramatically less than their private sector counterparts. The work isn't as appreciated. It's harder to get promoted. It's more like almost bureaucratic and legalistic how to get promoted. You could be great at your job, but because you don't have a master's, you might not. That being said, there's big benefits too, right? Almost impossible to get fired. And in the U.S., that's a big one.
Unless you're like screwing really bad.
You almost have to do something illegal.
Otherwise, it's really hard to.
Yeah. And in the Army, it's
like we say, it's promotion depends on many different things. It's not about how good at how good you are at your job.
So and then there's some other protections for like how long you have to work and not. So there's advantages, but generally, it's not seen as like, oh man, go work in D.C. for the State Department's kind of cool. Let's use a work for Cook County Parks and Recreation.
Okay,
why would you do that? Let's go work anywhere else. So okay, I finished, and that's when I meet my wonderful wife, who's Georgian, which is
hi Tamta.
Hi Tamta. Wouldn't be here without her.
Yeah.
She was going to law school at the time. She was an attorney in Tbilisi, and I worked for a number of great firms. And she came here as an exchange student for almost
in Chicago, right?
No, in Washington D.C.
That's where you guys met?
No, I was there first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she just happened to be in D.C. first, which is funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So graduate my MBA. I commission as a second lieutenant in the Army. I then go for my training at Fort Benning, Georgia, the state, not here, to become an armor officer. That's what I wanted to be. I was either going to be an infantry officer or an armor officer. I chose armor because in my state, the reconnaissance unit, the cavalry, was like the best in the state, best in the country almost for what they did. And I was like, I want to be in that high performing organization. And
I could listen to this for hours. I like that kind of military service story.
It was cool.
How it works in America. We watch tons of movies. It's always interesting to hear that from a real person.
Yeah, I'm just some guy. It's not like I'm in some I've been deployed 15 times.
You're being too modest.
Some guy.
Okay, you're being too modest, but
thank you.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah, so
in terms of power, how much power did you actually have in terms of distributing this money, the budget that you mentioned? Yeah.
So
did you get to make any real decisions?
Impactful
decisions.
So the reasons I love my specific position now, I'm commissioned as an officer in the Army. I'm an armor officer. We're supposed to go to Somalia, and I'm on the bench to go, but they don't need a lot of officers. They only needed 4 lieutenants. I'm a lieutenant at the time. And there's 13 lieutenants in the squadron, so this bigger thing. And so I was number 5. And I ended up not getting picked, which in hindsight was good for my career and everything. My wife is extremely happy. We had just gotten married, so it was like, now I'm going to get deployed. We don't. I around the same time get hired for Aldi as a district manager. I manage 6 stores. It's like $30 million of revenue monthly, and so I'm enjoying my life. And my part-time service is meaningful. And some time goes by. We can talk about personal life stuff. A lot of great things, especially with my wife. And then on LinkedIn, the Army National Guard Bureau. Sorry, the National Guard Bureau. So the headquarters of all the National Guard. So 350,000 people. That headquarters reaches out to me on LinkedIn to say, hey, do you want a job in D.C. working for us? And I was like, there's no way this is real. Because we have these systems in the Army that they can contact you, but they use LinkedIn. I was like, what? And
That's America for you, baby.
Yeah, that's weird.
Very.
Lots of opportunities.
Turns out it's real. A lieutenant colonel contacts me, and I join, and I go. And then at first I do current...
So there are Army people on LinkedIn?
A ton.
I bet you.
Yeah.
I like a decade ago, I saw a footballer looking for a job on the LinkedIn.
Yeah, but I would
just hire me in your team.
think that that's not real.
Yeah, that's what it said.
But
he thought it was a scam.
That it was real.
Yes.
So a captain reaches out to me, and their profile picture is like really low quality because her job was to make a LinkedIn to reach out to people to do this. and it was because our systems are so inefficient. She just, our command structure said, make a LinkedIn, find soldiers like that. It's faster. And it was very funny. She contacts me. Find out it's true. And I was like, I don't know. I really wasn't liking my time at Aldi. They were really draining me. It was very intense. The compensation was good, especially after my MBA. But, I would work 60 hours plus a week, and then commuting, it was like 70 hours. Wasn't great for my work-life balance.
I had a question from I'm just remembering now. So your MBA, you did it with the specific purpose. Like a lot of people do the MBA just to get, if they specialize in finance, they want to do something else, to give the broader opportunities. So you did your MBA to actually
go into management
in the same area where you already been operating,
I was in sales before. Okay. And then I used my MBA to pivot into management. Because of my Army skills too, I'm like, hey, all I learn is leadership and how to take care of soldiers and lead them. Might as well use those in the...
Did he just say only, these are the only things that I learned?
Yeah, right.
No, how to lead people and how to manage people. And
one more question I had,
small things.
Yeah.
In order to manage soldiers...
Russian tanks, whatever.
Well, maybe one day.
I hope so.
In every industry, you have to know the product yourself, at least in a bit, just so you can manage and, lead people, right? So I'm assuming you had some trainings.
It was a very intense training,
to put yourself in the shoes of the soldiers. So have you done that kind of stuff?
For the Army, yes. Also for Aldi, which is funny. But, the training that we have is 2 years of ROTC, so you learn in a school environment. You're literally at a classroom. You also go out to the field in different Army bases to do shooting qualifications, to do land navigation. They throw you in the woods with a compass and they go, good luck, see you in a few hours. And you go, and stuff like that. You learn what it means to be an officer on paper. You have some real world simulations you do. And then it culminates in what we call advanced camp. And so that's where you go for a little over a month. And they basically test you on how good of a leader and officer you will be and can be based on a field training environment. So without getting too technical, they throw you in the field for 14 days. They say, hey, you're in Eritrea, and you have to go fight this invading force. You're in Azerbaijan, Iran had just invaded. I forgot the names, these fake names they use. Eritrea, whatever. And you have to defend against these Iranians, and you're in charge of this platoon, and they make you in charge of a platoon. And you have to go out and find and kill these Iranians. And so they'll give you missions like, you have to conduct a linear ambush at this coordinate by this time hack. Time now, get it done.
So you get a real training.
And
so it's like a combat simulation.
Did you pass that?
Crew. Yes. So if you don't, you don't become an officer.
Do you also have psychological tests?
Really basic ones.
Just basic ones?
Yeah,
okay.
Do you want to hurt yourself? And it's like, no.
Okay.
Yeah. So just stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's suicidal thoughts and stuff, right?
Yeah. They do another in-depth psychological test to suggest.
Do they care about your religious beliefs and stuff?
Yeah, I would say they do. And they're doing a better job now, actually. There used to be this really long system where, as an Orthodox Christian, which we'll talk about later, I converted to Georgian Orthodoxy. Another reason why I love wearing this.
Yeah, we're going to come to that part for sure.
From Catholicism. And so when I became Orthodox, this is later, you tell the Army what denomination you are. And they have a really hard time understanding what it means to be Orthodox. They're like, what is that? But when you're Catholic, they're like, whatever.
But as long as you're Christian, it's fine, right?
No, they don't. No. Now it can be anything. So we have Muslim chaplains, we have Buddhist chaplains, but obviously most chaplains are. So
it's basically
Christians.
London,
right? Yeah, right. So, I don't know about Buddhists.
I know. For example, when someone is asking, when someone asks you right now, you're specifying that you're Orthodox Christian.
I'm an Orthodox Christian.
No. I mean, you're not saying. You're saying that you're Orthodox Christian, not just Christian.
I'm an Orthodox
you
Christian.
have to specify.
Yeah, you are specifying when you're okay.
I'm a part of the church established by Jesus Christ that the gates of hell did not prevail against, that is unchanged, undeviated, and has the same faith that goes all the way back to the 12 apostles at Pentecost.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That's a solid answer, man.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm going to use that for my.
You
Yeah,
believe it now?
that would be excellent one-liner. Yeah.
I think so. Because it's very different. Because if you say,
Clip farming, baby.
right, what if you say I'm a Jehovah Witness, right? And I say, well, I'm Christian, but I'm a Jehovah Witness. I would say those are very
I
different
would not
things.
even understand what that means. Yeah.
Say I'm a Mormon or I'm a part of the.
Oh yeah, I heard that one. Oh, okay. So that's the
Jehovah.
pronunciation.
Jehovah.
Yeah, yeah, we call it
English.
Jehovah.
Yeah, Jehovah.
Is Jehovah like under Christianity?
No.
Oh yeah, of course not.
No, they are not. They don't believe in the Trinity, and so they would say Jesus Christ is actually the archangel Michael.
Sounds like a
okay.
fantasy world, you know.
Yeah, and so they would say that what is it? The Watchtower Society of the 1800s accurately predicted when Jesus Christ, who is an archangel, came back invisibly though, and it started the end of the world.
Wait, you read that also? You know.
Yeah.
So you read all of those?
Yeah.
different types of
So
religion?
I'm a bit of a nerd.
Well, what a nerd! Yeah.
but I'm a
Someone's gonna
nerd.
say.
Yeah. So anyways, when someone says they're Christian, unfortunately, that can mean a lot of things. Most people are fine when they say that, of course, but sometimes there is some big differences. If you say you're Catholic, God bless you, that's wonderful. If you say evangelical, God bless you, wonderful. Now I know more accurately who you are. But if you just say you're Christian, then it really turns out you're a part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We don't believe the same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
so
Yeah,
anyways.
I understand now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
back to
that's actually a very American thing to say because you know you guys have that many divisions of Christianity. Like,
Yeah,
if
it's not a
you're
given.
Yeah, if you're in Georgia, like you're a Christian, okay, everybody knows you're an Orthodox.
Right.
Yeah. We can go back,
Yeah.
to what you were talking about.
So I do that stuff for the Army.
Yeah.
I become so that's the initial training. That's just to become an officer. I then, based on my scores at that camp and within my university, also your GPA and stuff.
High GPA.
Yeah. It was, my
You
MBA was
mentioned
actually.
you're a nerd.
Yeah, my actually looking back at it, this is one small thing. I don't want to deviate too much. If it wasn't free, my MBA would absolutely not be worth it. You know, now because it is free, it's been an immense help. But if I knew I had to pay, even though my university was pretty cheap, it's it's a big state school.
We actually want to hear, like, we usually
Yeah.
ask this type of questions. You
Yeah,
know,
well, I
like,
know. That's why I wanna
would you
bring it up.
pay for it?
No, I would not pay for it. And so
So you don't think it provides that much of a value?
it doesn't provide $80,000, which is cheap for an MBA.
Cheap for an MBA in US, for sure.
Because mine's a big public school. $80,000 at a 6 to 8% interest that accumulates while I'm in school? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
paid
good
forever.
takeaway. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, we needed to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. I started a little business while I was in school.
And that is coming from someone who is like an American citizen. You know, can you imagine for someone who is going there, you know, selling the house to go get an education?
Don't do that. Now, if you
Oh
get
yeah,
into,
we'll get to that part also.
don't do
Like,
that,
we want to
no.
hear how you know is it worth to make it in US?
I'd love to talk about that. Yeah.
Well, like for sure we know that it's not worth going to the UK, but
no,
now we want to.
unfortunately not. Yeah, unfortunately not, which is
I know.
not a
For
good thing.
example, I mean, lots of Georgians are thinking that in the US it's safe haven, and if they're gonna go there, they will all succeed.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, we can actually say that in Georgian. You know, "Lish bichawi did that. That's more." Yeah, that's very inappropriate wording, but
No, it's
so
okay.
that it's a joke. You know,
Sure,
like a lot
sure.
of Georgian would say that there's an expression.
yeah.
I don't even want to translate it in English. Right?
No,
like,
don't
yeah,
don't.
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
like
so,
appropriate translation would be like you're gonna rock in America, and the counter question is that why are you not rocking here? You know, if you're and one of our guests had the point that if you're a loser here, you're gonna be loser everywhere else. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah. That
work
being
on
said,
changing yourself first and then go
Exactly.
somewhere else.
if someone does move, I think that shows the immense confidence and respect I would have for them for moving around the
they
world.
have to prove somewhere else now. you know.
Exactly. I mean, even just physically moving abroad, even if you're not successful, I will say the fact that you did it is a testament that you tried, and that says a lot about you. Now, does that mean that everyone who moves to the U.S. will be successful? And I'm encouraging everyone to? No, unfortunately not. When I went to Turkey, I don't think I was particularly successful, but I did what I wanted to do. I knew I was going to be temporary, whatever. So I can relate a little bit. Unfortunately, a lot of the Georgians we meet in D.C., which again, kind of going back a little bit, I'm going to quickly explain.
Sure.
Wait, are you guys now in DC? or
We're in
wherever you
DC.
go? Okay,
So-
no longer in Chicago.
No longer in Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago my
Yeah.
whole life. I'm sorry. I have this
Yeah.
like chronological order of like my
No
life,
worries,
and we're way off course, but that's okay. Born and raised in Chicago my whole life. Fun fact for you guys is that the first time I ever saw a mountain, I was 19. And so I visited California, and I was like, wow,
Oh, and
they're not even big.
it explains why you're in Georgia right now. So you've been lacking this thing.
Love it, yeah. And it's funny because my wife and I will go out, and she'll be like, oh, whatever.
for her, of course, it's
No big
whatever.
deal.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I remember I was in Batumi, and I saw the Caucasian mountains from Argo, like Samiba Monastery. And I could see the Caucasian mountains from there, from Batumi in
Okay. So if you find mountains,
in Abkhazia.
Okay.
And I was
you've
like,
been in Abkhazia?
no, of course not. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, like you saw.
From Batumi, I could see the Caucasian
Oh,
mountains
got it,
in
got it.
Abkhazia. Unbelievable. To me, that was like, because I thought they were clouds. And I looked a little closer, and I was like, what? So it's fantastic to me. Okay, so born in Chicago.
So help us get it back, right? You
Yeah.
know, as a military officer.
Yeah. And so when I was given that offer to move to DC, it's called a PCS. The Army pays for you to move. And so I went from part-time service to full-time service. After my university, I got further training on how to be an armor officer. I could lead tanks into combat, reconnaissance units like Humvees and Bradleys, like armored vehicles to go find the enemy. It's mostly what I did.
I know I get random questions sometimes.
No,
but,
it's
like
okay.
I'm curious,
Yes.
because you're so technical and stuff. Like I was always curious, like how much of a gas does tank need, and like do you
God,
always
a ton. It burns
a
8
lot,
gallons when
right?
you turn it on.
And
Have you tried to Google it?
how do you guys operate? No, what I mean is like I know that like if you're going with tanks somewhere, like
Yeah,
there
I
has to be
understand,
like
but you
That's
can,
just
huge
going.
you
fucking.
can see that literally if you're just gonna type that.
That's you're missing the
gonna
point.
Google
Like
right
I'm
here.
trying to get the how does it work? Like the whole operation. How does it work? So let's say you want to bomb your neighbor.
Such a great way to start a question.
I know, yeah. So I'm going to Greenland.
Yeah, you're going
awful,
up
by the
north
way.
in the mountains to bomb your neighbor, right? How
All right, yeah, why not? Okay.
let's say you get 10 tanks. So how much kind of gas tank do you need behind those to cross those?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Thousands
So,
of kilometers. Yeah.
Thank God. One of the great things about being an armor.
And how much does it worth? Like roughly, approximately.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Just want to get the
About 12 million, I would think. It depends. So there's M1A2.
small operation.
So that's per tank. And so an M1A2.
Ask Google that, fucker.
Come on.
Vai me.
And he's such a
Muito-
humble person.
muito me gobrebo.
He said that it was a good question. I mean,
Yeah.
Kidding.
whatever.
Please go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if like you have an answer to this question. I'm just curious. As a small nation, you know, obviously you need some protection, at least in a sense that for the bigger guys, not to be worth attacking you. You know what I mean? Like they can take you down for sure.
Yeah.
But it's all about the money, right? So. You should be strong, so it's more expensive for them to kind of take you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So you know what I talk about with my my beloved, fantastic father-in-law. As we talked about off screen, I don't know if we mentioned it here. He was an Air Force lieutenant colonel.
I think you mentioned
when you
it.
talk about the military, you enjoy it so much.
So much, yeah. I really
mean,
like it.
Yeah.
Really like
I
it,
feel
yeah.
that.
I can do drop shipping.
think we-
Go on.
I can do drop shipping, but you can't drive a tank then. I got a tank up to 45 miles an hour once on a hill. Well, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's her thing. Like, I mean, I think we cut the wife, so that's the flow we're going
No,
with.
I
No,
mean,
I'm not. I can't do
no.
that.
Speaking with that flow, just please go on.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, what was I saying?
You talked with your father-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was
Georgian Air Force officer.
Yes,
yeah.
and so he was in charge of the air defense.
Well, cheers to your father
Father-in-law.
and to your father-in-law.
For sure.
What? How do
Seems
you?
like a very honorable man.
He is. He's a great man. I'm sorry. I would say, his name, Chemi. How do I say? his. Simamri.
Simamri, yeah, the father-in-law.
Mevar, Sidzie,
Right.
Magram,
Isaris.
Isaris.
Simamri.
Simamri.
Correct.
That's so good.
Yeah. And so anyways, I love talking about this with him because In the Georgian Air Force, you're never going to produce enough MiGs,
Does he
Sukhois.
speak Georgian, or you guys like?
He lives here full time. We were trying to get him to the US.
Not Georgian. Sorry. Like, what language do you guys speak?
He speaks English.
English.
He speaks fluent English,
Oh,
which is unbelievable. My mother-in-law only speaks
how?
Russian.
Why? He must be old.
He's cool.
No, I mean like older than us.
But
Yeah.
he was in the Air
Abara.
Force, so I mean, whatever.
All
He's
right.
cool. He's cool.
He got trained in the military to speak English.
Got it.
He's extra
little bit.
cool, okay?
He's super
I
cool.
mean-
Lived in a lot of different places. Great man.
Okay. So yeah, I think I understand now.
Yeah, I would love to get him to the U.S. because he has such an in-depth expertise on air defense systems, radar, missile systems, and Soviet/Russian strategy for how to bomb an area or something. That he could be a great asset to the West and to defend against Russia and its aggression.
Oh man, I have so many questions. Like when you just start talking about this,
I gotta finish one thought.
Yeah,
I gotta
exactly.
finish one thought, man.
Exactly. Yeah, please go ahead. Just finish one.
So I love talking about this with him because we could do this,
Right.
but it's very unpopular. Invade Russia. No. Go right to Abkhazia. Yeah. Go to South Ossetia. Only 40,000 people are there. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you've discussed it at least thousands of times.
Thousands of
What
times,
needs to
yeah.
be done?
What do we have to
right?
do?
We need
Yeah.
to do it
There
as
are broader
a
problems.
two-part. We need to do like this
I think
podcast
that's what's
part
gonna
two.
happen.
I know. We should.
Okay, so let him finish one thought,
Yeah,
and
I know.
then we go step by step.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Zalian
No, it's on
for,
us.
for us,
honestly.
no, that would be to your wife. But I mean,
Yeah.
we are okay. We are
Cool.
okay.
So we
No time limits, like we said.
Hey, same. Yeah. Anyways, so he and I talk about this all the time because in the Georgian military, you're never going to have enough aircraft to fight against Russia,
Right.
right? So what can
Not
you
even
have?
manpower.
Not even manpower, right? But what you can do is make it enough of a deterrent through, basically countering Russia's military through, basically exploiting their weaknesses to make it as simple as possible. And so in Georgia, investing heavily in air defense is how you would keep a Russian Air Force out, not through fighting them in the sky. There's no way. But if you develop enough, let's say, middle-range missile systems, you could deter them. But he and I will talk about this. Finland is a fantastic example of where their standing military is only about 20,000 people. Finland's obviously a much wealthier nation, but the population's, I think, only 5.87 million or something.
It's a small country.
Small country, right? And very large
Yeah.
to defend. And somewhat mountainous too. So it's a good example. And in Finland, they modeled their entire military. They're not making excuses for this. They said, we're going to model the entire military based around a Russian invasion, right? They're not going to pretend Sweden's going to turn around one day and become an empire. And so, that's part of it. And they said, we're going to have a 20,000, 30,000 person army, but that army is going to just train on how we can stand up or enlist.
Specifically against Russia.
Yes, the conscripts to fight when the Russians invade. So let me say it a different way. There's 20,000, 30,000 soldiers in Finland. Their whole job is that when we have the 900,000 soldiers who used to serve in the military, because just like Georgia and many other countries, every soldier has to serve, 1.5, 2 years in the military. And they only do that so that when the war does happen, those soldiers are basically prepared enough that they could stand up an army fast enough to deter Russia. Because if our standing military...
Logically, that makes so much sense, yeah.
And it's low cost. Because on your day-to-day...
Is it low cost?
Relative to...
Compared to full other
Having a
trains,
larger
I mean,
standing
yeah.
That was my next question,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, do you think you need to make it more appealing for young people to go into military? Like, do you need to fund heavily, or
I think so.
or do you need to make? I don't even know if it's possible to privatize that kind of thing. But
You don't privatize, but I think...
I mean, as a small nation, like you need to
course.
consider like many things. Like,
I know.
You're
very
making
hard.
certain trade-offs, right? Like, let's say you're a Georgian government.
Yeah.
It's a losing battle.
Of course.
Do you want to spend like a lot of money to defense? That's if push comes to shove, you don't even know if you'll be able to defend yourself. Do you think it's worth it to spend so much money in that kind of thing?
Do you think the Georgians who fought against the Ottomans said it's not worth it?
very good answer.
Fair
Honestly,
question,
very
fair
very good
question.
answer. But back then it was a different time. You know,
course.
like no technologies.
But I think
no
fundamentally-
It's never different time, to be honest.
War never changes.
But
Yeah.
it kind of is, right?
I mean, no,
no?
come on. I mean, you're looking
I mean,
even
now
today.
they can just outplay you with the technology. Like
matter,
back
does
then, it
not
was about
matter.
the. Oh, okay, so
Still
maybe
doesn't matter,
they
yeah.
were way more. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a good
Right.
argument. You know,
It-
so-
Yeah.
I mean, that will never change. I don't think that will ever change.
I think the alternative to just give in is not the right answer either.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely, no. Giving up is not the answer,
Right.
Because
then
the
all of a
only alternative, which
No, of
is
course.
which
I
probably
mean,
does
then
not
what's the
exist,
point?
is
Then what's
would
the
be
point?
diplomatic kind of,
Right.
which doesn't work. We know that it doesn't work.
Yeah, a lot of things have
Yeah.
changed. You know, I'm not saying some sort of military maximalism where I think the entire Georgian economy should be based on a war economy
Yeah,
and
it's
whatever.
stupid, yeah.
Shouldn't do that either. But I know for a fact from our family members, which, you know, when I'm in Georgia, I'm not like a regular expat. Not to say I even live here. I just visit for long periods of time
Yeah.
when I can. When I'm here, I'm with my Georgian wife, my Georgian family, my Georgian friends, my Georgian cousins. And so I'm only with Georgians. I don't think I know a single foreigner in this country except for a few people who we recently met, or the Americans from DC who live in Kutaisi now.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Those guys you
Yeah,
mentioned.
crazy. Yeah. And so some of our family members serve in the draft, or they're conscripted, and you know they work in an airport or they work security somewhere. That's not the right type of conscription. The right type of conscription is everyone goes to the military. You don't, you know, sweep a base for 6 months and then call it a day. You don't, you know, get coffee and food for the officers. You learn how to defend your country, how to fight in a bunker in a
I
foxhole,
agree so much
how to
to this
lay a
point.
mine, and then you do whatever,
Right.
and then you leave the military.
So
Yeah, to do
obviously
an actual
you know
job,
how
yeah.
it works in Georgia right now.
Enough.
Like,
I'm not an expert, but
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a mandatory military service for
Yeah.
6 months,
Of course.
and you just sit
don't do anything.
somewhere.
You fire
don't do-
rifle
you don't
one
even-
time.
You don't even learn how to
No, you
dismantle
don't even
the
do that.
weapon.
Depends where you will be distributed. You don't even shoot a rifle. so.
awful system, right? The
So
Finnish
doesn't
system
it,
is.
it doesn't make more sense to kind of nullify that kind of thing. And
Oh, you're saying get rid of all of it?
no, I mean just make it more desirable. You know, just cut that budget and use that budget for the ones
think
that
it should be-
actually interested in that kind of thing, and pay them more.
In my
Wouldn't you attract more young people?
Maybe. And one thing I will say in America is that our enlisted, so those are everyone from E1 private to sergeant major, it's all enlisted. It's the majority of the military, about 80%. Those guys typically make less than officers. And so officers make a lot more. You know, there's a lot of problems with that because the enlisted are the ones that go and fight. They're the ones that bleed and die in the wars typically. And so that's bad. They're a large portion of the military, but at least in America, they come with a lot of benefits. If you stay longer, you will have a dramatic increase in your pay. You know, you get free school. In the meantime, free health care.
Pension later. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it still makes sense and it's good for us. Above all of that, it's seen as patriotic. Generally, it's seen as a good thing. In your country, unfortunately, I don't think you have any of that. It's not like, oh, the benefits are great, but maybe the pay sucks, or the pay is great, but no benefits, or at least I'm seen as serving my country. Because as the men who used to wear this uniform,
Yeah.
who would have wine seeds through their belts, so that when they die from the Muslim invaders, you know, as the Seljuks would burn wine fields, because obviously it's haram for them. Now,
To mention Didgori.
Didgori.
in Didgori, you know, the 300 fight the 30,000. Bro,
12,000.
12,000. Oh, sorry.
Numbers are tricky, you know.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
exaggerated in
Give me
most
more
of the
wine.
things.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. You know, as those soldiers would die, they'd have wine seeds or grapevine seeds. And so, you know, the wine would never go away in Georgia. They don't view it the same way. And it's baffling to me because 20% of your country is occupied. But I get it. I mean, if I was paid $35 a month and I'm told to sweep a building and that's all I do, I wouldn't like it either.
Yeah,
So
look at
it's
it this
difficult.
way. You know, like
You know?
you need to believe that you are actually serving something meaningful.
course,
You know,
of course.
if you're just gonna die for nothing, that you know,
It's not always
And
about
by
dying. It's about
nothing,
serving. It's like, you know, even if I tell myself I'm serving my country, I'm doing something important, but then I don't do anything that I could even tell my parents that I could prove it means something, or that if Russia does invade again, that I could even have confidence to do something. What's the point? So I think there's a lot of easy improvements in your country. I'm not an expert to say, oh, exactly do this and invest more in this system and get rid of all the T-72s and do this. I don't know. But I know the system you have now isn't efficient and working. And I think a Finnish model would deter a neighbor from invading significantly more because it's worked for Finland.
Yeah, going back to our point.
Yeah.
Like, you still need to invest in this kind of thing just so you're, more
There's
undesirable place to...
High level of deterrence.
Yeah.
War is about not like problems and solutions, about dilemmas, right? Like
it's about choices, like
choices.
trade-offs. Yeah.
In Ukraine, you could say, oh, Ukraine's winning or Russia's winning. Both are losing. But which one will lose less?
Yeah.
And in Georgia, it will continue to be the same calculation. And if you can make it where it's a big thing for Russia to invade,
do you think
or
Russia
Azerbaijan
Russia
or wherever,
thought it would be cheaper?
It doesn't have to be Georgia; it could be any country.
Do you think right now, like Russia thought that they would do way better in that war, and now they're losing so much money and so much manpower?
Of course, I mean that's
no brainer.
What a crazy 3-day special military operation we're in, year 4.
Yeah, special operation.
Yeah. The second tanker just got taken in the Caribbean of this, of course.
I mean, I don't want to get too political about these
Sure.
things. Like, I'm just curious about, from the technical perspective, as someone who actually understands this kind of thing.
A lot of what I understand is because I personally research a lot into it too. Your average Army officer, although if he's infantry, armor, of course, something like special forces, he'll have more of an interest because his training will be, hey, when this happens, do this. But a lot of this is because I care about Georgia, I care about its people, I care about the history, and so a lot of my information comes from that. So I just want to tell you, it's not just because I'm some Army officer. My day-to-day is in an office pushing buttons. I'm trained to be an Army officer, but like many Army officers, my actual day-to-day is like...
Modern world, man. What are you going to do?
Right? So my normal day-to-day is like, well, how do we make, how do I update this Excel to increase this, to show my boss green?
It's funny that you mentioned that because we called this podcast Modern 9 to 5
Exactly.
because the keyword there is modern. So it's not actually 9 to 5. Like,
of course.
You need to be doing a lot more things besides 9 to 5 to actually make it, right? So it's funny that you mentioned that. Going back to Ukraine against Russia, a few more, just your vision about this. Like, do you see a happy ending there for either of the countries?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Of course,
right?
Unfortunately.
What's the best possible outcome we can get as a world? Not as a Ukrainian, not as a Russian, as a world.
Yeah, if you're looking at like a game theory matrix, the worst possible outcome is obviously the outbreak of
Nukes.
of nuclear war. It's very, very, very unlikely. So I don't want to pretend like this is...
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen too.
God willing, it doesn't.
I mean, it's possible, but...
Of course. So that's the worst case scenario. In my mind, if I had to think of the opposite, the best case scenario, you have to think of it either one side or the other. Both sides are losing, but which one loses more? My best case scenario is something like Donetsk and Luhansk are retaken by Ukraine in some sort of fantastic military operation supported by...
Do you think it's possible? Do they have the
It's
resources
possible,
to do
but
that?
very, very unlikely. The manpower shortages in Ukraine are very bad.
Yeah,
the average age
nobody
of
else is allowed to actually give the manpower there, right? Like they can provide the weapons, but I think it's against the international law to send the actual.
What's international law?
Yeah, bomb Venezuela one day.
that was an arrest. That was technically just
a special operation. Exactly. That's what
I forgot the terminology, but technically it was just a marshal making an arrest with the assistance of the United States military.
That's what Putin was saying 3-4 years ago.
It's not the same thing, though.
Operation. I know. Obviously,
I'm going to defend this because I love America.
I know.
Because it is different, right? Like when you have a guy who's
different.
Very different.
Just trying to,
Oh yeah. Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm doing.
I can make jokes about some other things, but my wife won't let me. I want to say one thing with Maduro when he was captured. He's an illegitimate president that's lost 2 elections. I put that in parentheses because not only did he obviously rig them, but mass amounts of violence, individuals like colectivos who are like average people like us with guns who would intimidate and kill others. The opposition in Venezuela did a tally of all the polling places in Venezuela and found out they won. And the Maduro regime obviously said, actually, we won by 60%. And then used those as an excuse to massacre their people. I mean, I'll tell you this firsthand. In Chicago, I worked for the Catholic Church a short period of time over the summer after some personal things happened, unfortunately. I'll talk about it later. It's my father.
No, I mean, what I wanted to say is that we are going off track, but I mean, fuck that. You enjoy it so much. People would hear this for tons of hours. Like, go ahead and speak about
Thanks,
that.
man.
Yeah, because I'm enjoying that as well.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I love
Exactly.
America.
Like if they
I mean,
don't,
that's so good.
it was never about getting more attention or something.
Yeah.
Eventually, it has to become something like that, or we're gonna get the. But anyways, like you said, we're enjoying this conversation.
Thank you.
So
I really appreciate you guys.
No, I mean, with such drive that you're speaking, like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You're really great guys, and I really appreciate the fact that you make content in English. You hear me speak a little bit Georgian. I'm trying. Georgian's a very hard language. And just trying to find content about or something to do with Georgia in English, very hard for me.
That's
even
what
news,
we were mentioning.
very hard.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, maybe. And so having you guys,
as for you
is
learning
great.
the Georgian,
Thank you for that.
I know we have personal reasons such as being integrated in the Georgian family, but in any case, like. Georgia as a nation, we appreciate a lot when someone like from the US or from anywhere else in the world, they try to learn our language, which is spoken by only 3.5 million people. Like you cannot use it anywhere else, okay. So a lot of people in Brooklyn also, but
oh my God, so many in Brooklyn. Oh. They say there's 200,000 who speak Georgian in Iran. Right? Yeah, 2 million Georgians in Russia. There's a lot more than you
sure
think.
about that?
Yeah, I swear to God, yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
as they say in
it's
London.
It's interesting to talk to someone who's actually traveled around. And,
as they say in London, wallah hastizi.
I can tell you nobody speaks Georgian in Northern England. Like maybe that's one of the reasons why he left.
Do they speak English? I'm sorry.
Bro, you're even more hardcore than I am against UK. So, but
I'm just saddened by it. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, me too. It's
suicidal empathy. We should help people, but not to the point where
it's a disappointment, basically. Like to kind of say it in a simplest way.
And Georgia doesn't have that problem, and I really like that. I love it.
Not now. Like I gotta say, not now.
How did you end up after war to this?
I'm not even done with that part. Yeah. Whatever.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Maybe we should just keep drinking.
Yeah, we like a lot of our guests are saying that they have ADHD, but I think like we are the ADHD guys who make the type of environment where everybody feels like they need to jump from topic to topic. So it's not you, it's us. Don't you worry about
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't get to take any blame.
Yeah,
you guys are not drinking. I feel like you're drunk.
What should we drink to?
Rezi, suggest a toast, brother.
The next one after war is to peace.
Yes.
Even though military service is cool and what you do is really, really fun for us and for, I guess, for most men.
Yeah,
we still want peace around the world. Hopefully, Ukrainians and even Russians.
Everyone,
like
just
hopefully
world,
everybody
just
survives.
World,
Hopefully, the world is in a peace. It's kind of a naive take, but maybe one day. And maybe it's not such a bad thing if robots take over. Like
don't say
like
that. Come on.
Skynet. If Skynet.
Yeah, it's going that way anyway.
Yeah.
So
well, if everyone's gone and there's peace, that's not not optimal.
You have to force humans to actually make peace. So
that's why you still need to tell to the ChatGPT after each sentence, please.
I'm just trying to make
you do that and hello and start.
What I'm trying is like I'm trying to have be on the good terms with ChatGPT nowadays because God knows what's gonna happen in 10 years. Hopefully, like robots are not. Peace is still an amazing thing. Like I think everybody appreciates it. Especially, do you get sometimes like, I know you're a married man, but do you need sometimes like this isolation, staying alone, thinking about...
Not a lot.
No?
No, I'm very, very social.
You're still young.
I'm a very social man. Of course, a little bit. I'm not like, like I have to
Anyways,
always be.
peace is like, priceless, basically, in my opinion. And I hope everybody has peace in their lives, and cheers to that.
Yeah, peace in their families, peace within nations, and most importantly, peace within our hearts.
Exactly.
Right.
Galmerges.
Yes. Galmerges.
Galmerges. No, your pronunciation is way better than
Galmerges.
some of our guests. I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Play a clip from my wedding. Galmer.
Galmer.
Joes. Galmer. Galmer.
Galmer Joe.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Galmer Joe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now we can. Do we want to stay on the topic or?
Putin's war is a lot worse than what we did in Venezuela.
Honestly, I'm enjoying this conversation.
yeah.
So
Venezuela-
let him speak.
Yeah, what Venezuela did was bad. What Putin did is what Maduro did in Venezuela, and what's been happening in Venezuela has been a catastrophe. I was going to bring a personal story about when I used to work for the Catholic Church. I used to be Catholic before I became Georgian Orthodox.
Remind me, when did that happen? Like, when did you become Orthodox?
September 5th, 2024, I was baptized in the Tbilisi.
Not that long ago, like almost 2 years
Blink
ago.
if your wife forced you to do that.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah.
And we had one of the guests who actually asked if somebody came here to get baptized. So
I know a few people who have.
yeah,
One of the reasons why I love Georgia so much, we talked about it before this, even though we're kind of going everywhere.
Right.
It's
fine, man.
it's because I find this nation so holy. The saints of Saint Nino, of I don't want to say Vachata. Vachata? No.
Translate it for us.
That's okay.
Even she doesn't understand.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying with my Georgian.
That's fine, man.
But yeah, so the saints of, like, let's say Saint David and Saint Constantine, who were martyred in Kutaisi. Obviously Saint Nino, Saint Paradze, Saint Gabriel. All of these saints, right, made this nation the way they are by giving its blood, by teaching, and by raising a generation that has now eventually raised us to do good things, to care about our people, to care about our language, to care about our wine. And I think that makes this place holy, makes it different. And that's something I can't say about anywhere else. And I've been to 20 countries.
In which way, please,
we had one of the
that?
guests who likes to say that Georgia might be one of the. I keep forgetting this fucking quote. I don't know why. Like, might be the last real nation, last real country, something like that. Dylan's quote.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But and that's not because, like, oh man, like they're so cool and they're so real and like Hingali is so good. It's like,
No,
sure.
it's just city has a soul kind of thing, right? Like the country has a soul.
But where does that come from? Like, a country isn't just its soil, it's its people. I would say it's primarily its people.
Yeah.
When Armenians
sure.
were in Turkey, they were still Armenian. And so I would say Georgia is holy because of its people and how many saints it's produced, and because of how much you've kept the church in Kutaisi, the main cathedral, Bakati or something.
Yes.
Bakati, Kutaisi's cathedral.
Bankara.
Bakrati.
Oh, okay.
Bakrati.
Yeah. Bakrati.
It was
That's right.
destroyed until like 30 years ago. It was ruins. You rebuilt it, and now it's like the main church of the city, and it's on a hill. What other places do that? And it's because of the faith. And so, do I love the hospitality? Absolutely. Do I love the food? Of course. Do I love the wine? Abara. But all of that stems from its holiness of the saints and Orthodox Christianity. Because when Saint Nino came here, and Saint Sidon, who gave Christ's robe in Mischeta, and when the Apostle Andrew came here, when the Apostle Simon the Zealot came here, they made this land holy. And that still shows today. That's something unique I've never experienced in the United States. And so eventually, that's why when I was Catholic, one of the many reasons, of course, like my wife, the theology, I think a lot of things in other churches have changed a lot. Orthodoxy hasn't. It changed me, and it made me want to and then become Orthodox. And so even though I'm this American from Chicago, I'm in the Georgian church in Georgia and in D.C. I attend a Georgian church that until recently was 100% Georgian in the liturgy from 7 a.m. to 9:30 with Father Paul, Mamo.
Mamo, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say names actually. That's fine. It's publicly known. With Father Paul and his wonderful parish. And we still try to bring that holiness even abroad. And so it's wonderful, it's beautiful, and it's why I love this country so much.
I mean, look, Jack,
different.
What you just said and how you explained it is an absolutely amazing explanation of that. And I totally agree. Thank you for that word.
Of course.
Because, putting it that perspective and actually explaining it from that perspective is absolutely something that I can relate to. And at some point, I might not even be remembering that that's the main source of our nation and where we are coming,
that is where
we are
comes
now,
from.
and where we are
we
going.
tend to forget, like, when
And
you're local, right?
hearing this from someone who's not actually Georgian, that's an amazing explanation. Really,
I was gonna
thank you
say,
for
like,
that.
before we kicked off this podcast, you remember, like, we were discussing stuff such as, we are Christian Orthodox people, but we have our doubts, we have our suspicions, mostly in relation to the churches and stuff.
I get it,
how it's run. We kind of, and I guess that goes for like a lot of people. A lot of people are skeptical,
especially young
like
people
what their intentions are.
And there's problems in this church, and all churches, the Catholic, all Orthodox churches.
But if someone like you approached, that's what I'm saying. Like, you understand it, you express yourself really well, and it seems like you really have a reason to kind of be spreading this
the gospel,
exactly,
the gospel of Jesus Christ, the God who came to save you and I, who's always known you and I. It's something beautiful that's transformed my life. I was Catholic growing up. Family wasn't that religious. I mean, somewhat, but not crazy. Kind of like many Georgians, where we go to church for sure 2 times a year, maybe a few more times. I always was a little more interested in religion than my family. And in college, because I wasn't well catechized, which is like taught on the church and on the Bible, people would say, "Oh, you believe in a sky daddy?" Something stupid. But I didn't have the vocabulary or the knowledge to fight back. And so I was like, "Oh, maybe it is," And it led me to what I eventually became, which was this nihilistic atheist. I read Friedrich Nietzsche and Christopher
German
Hitchens, of course.
They always hit hard,
and a lot of other New Age atheists. And so they seemed convincing to me at the time.
Just don't touch Germans, man. Like that.
I know,
they only
something.
put you down.
When I lived in Germany, it was Easter, Pascha. And I left Germany to go to Spain because I was like, I'm going to be way too depressed. No one's going to do anything.
Exactly,
and then Spain was awesome.
It's kind of gray kind. I don't even know what to call it. Like,
and you shall
too
know,
robotic.
and you shall know them by their fruits, because you know what Germany's become? Like a country that can't produce, a country that can't even reproduce itself. We talk about how London
that goes for most part of the Western Europe.
Most of Western Europe. And I would say what's in common with all of that? They've lost what was their societies, which were either Catholic or Protestant, Christian societies.
They lost their identity, basically. Right?
They did. I would say they did.
Or they are losing their identity.
What is that identity? It's fundamentally rooted in Christianity. Now, maybe it's Protestant or Catholic or Orthodox, but it's rooted in that. Because if you were to go 100 years back...
I wouldn't say that for Germans specifically, but,
even Germans.
But I know what you mean. Like,
I would make the argument even for Germans. Recent history says otherwise. And like, just because, Georgia's always been Orthodox doesn't mean it's always been like the right nation or it's always made the right decisions.
Yeah, fair. For sure.
God came down to save us because we are sinners, because we do so many bad things. We're different. We're a religion where if you believe in God, the Trinity, you will do good things. You should. And that's what I like about Orthodoxy. It makes you do good things. It makes you do good things.
I like how perfectionist your wife is.
You look amazing, man.
Thank you.
He
Thanks.
looks fine. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
And if he doesn't, we're going to cut it out.
Oh, good. See? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I got to tell
That's a good comeback.
you know what? We got to stop for 1 second. I got to tell you.
That's a solid comeback.
No, you need to say it out loud
Nobody
what
else.
you said. You need to say it out loud what you said, because it might not be... It won't be hearable.
Oh, man. Don't even try. It's fine.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
So my wife was like, no, you can't disrespect the chocha. My wife is God's #1 Georgian patriot. She's also an American patriot, but like, is she a Georgian patriot? Like, I have some problems when it comes to like the business and how it's run here. Not very good.
Oh yeah, that's the topic that we needed to cover.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Just,
Really?
we're gonna make you finish
Did you
up.
just wake up?
Yeah. So once you're watching it, just
I have to
remember all of us that we need to cover that.
Yeah.
Horrible business part of
I
it.
mean, there's at least like 3 or 4 topics that we need to cover up.
Yeah.
No, but that one is like I just need
a
to
big
hear
one.
it from him.
Yeah. So there's some things I'm not a big fan of Georgia, like any nation. And it's so funny.
Yeah, sorry, you finish up your
Of course.
I don't even remember.
But
what
I just want to say,
before.
my wife is like the #1 patriot for this country. She loves this country. It's fantastic to see.
Was that rehearsed?
Whatever amount of patriotism
Was
I
that
have,
rehearsed? Or
nothing in comparison to my wife. And I mean that as a good thing.
Well, we believe you, bro.
Yeah. Help me. No, but I love my wife, and she's. But I.
By the way, Tamta, his wife, is a real character, and she's gonna be our guest.
Tamta's Galmarges.
Tamta's
for
Galmarges.
sure. Galmarges.
Bev, quella per I Khalid Vis Galmarges.
Well,
Galmarges.
Yeah.
Galmarges.
All right.
All right.
You're good at toasting. I see the influence of the father-in-law, right?
Of course, yeah. No, it was because for the first what year and a half?
Man credit, right? Yeah, you're that.
No, yeah.
I
First
guess
year
we're
and a half
gonna
was just
cover
us.
the other topics with your wife because
I'll finish the important
you can do whatever you want, man.
whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna get up and start walking around. Whatever. No, I'll finish the most important one, which is about Christ and His church and this country. I just want to say my wife's a patriot, and so even in America, we attend a Georgian church. We don't have to. There's plenty of English-speaking churches we could attend.
Oh, wait. How did you choose
Is there
that?
one in DC also?
Yes, it's called. I'll say in English. St. Tamar's Georgian Orthodox Church.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
you
Tamar
attended
is-
that church after
Right
you
now.
met Tamta, or
Yeah. So when we met, we were living in Chicago.
Okay.
There is a Georgian church in Chicago now. They were a smaller church. They rented, like how our church does, a chapel or some office building. But thanks be to God, the Georgian church in Chicago has bought a building. They've made it Georgian, and now the Georgian community in Chicago has its own facilities and
Nice.
and,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
I know there's one in Brooklyn, like tons of people going there, right?
So I don't know about in Brooklyn, but in Lower Manhattan, there's St. Mary of Egypt with Father Jerome and Father Irenaeus, and so they're the two priests there. They're monks.
You know them as well?
Yes,
You met
yeah.
them?
Actually, I shouldn't say they're monks. I don't know if they're monks, but
I don't, they wouldn't be monks. They wouldn't be. Yeah, I don't think they're monks because, like, if you're
They're
a
not
monk,
monks, no.
you have to
If
be.
they are
what I meant
young,
to say is
then-
they're
possibly
celibate. They're
not.
unmarried.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So I
yeah.
apologize. They wear the cap that shows that they're. They would describe it black priests. They're unmarried, and I confuse that to say
I
they're a
think
monk.
they're the ones that might become a monk, like in the future.
Perhaps. But they study with Father Irenaeus, for example, studies under the Greek church for some of his academic studies. And so they're really involved in the community. That church is fantastic. We went there last Christmas. God bless them.
So, yeah, I
what
mean-
kind of academic studies?
Orthodox activities, usually studying something like church history, theology.
Okay.
Maybe trying to figure out new ways of evangelism. The Greek Orthodox Church in America is really good at doing things like trying to help the disabled go to church. And so there's a lot of different initiatives they do. For you guys, actually, because you're unfamiliar, I imagine. Like, there's a lot of Orthodox churches. Some are amazing, grandiose, and beautiful. And then you have some Georgian churches that are like really small. We rent an Episcopalian chapel, so we rent a small space, and it's not optimal. But if we were part of a larger church, we wouldn't have that issue.
I gotta tell you, like, it's
anyways.
very, very interesting. Like that's not in a sense that obviously you're an American who knows a lot about Georgian culture and many other things. But the way you discuss this kind of stuff,
I hope I'm not too nerdy. I really apologize.
No. What I mean is, like, in relation to money and finances. Like, I wouldn't hear that from a regular person in Georgia, for example.
No.
You would never hear any person who is running this, let's say, like, facilities of the anything in relation to religious. Like it's kind of not
Oh,
to say
you-
taboo, but they don't talk about it.
yeah.
So it's very American of you to kind of
It
discuss.
is.
Okay,
It is.
they don't put a lot of money in
The
this.
resources aren't together.
And exactly, you know,
Right.
that's how the real world works.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like you need to put some money, you need to
course,
make
yeah.
trade-offs, and that's how you actually.
Christ tells us to go out and baptize the world in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so we have a mission to evangelize, and like
And
how
that mission includes running the finances.
got to make some
right?
money, right? Yeah, we got to build something somewhere.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. And so, however you see me doing this, imagine if you were to talk to, I apologize, the woman that you had on recently. She's from London. She moved to the
Marie, yeah.
Marie, yeah, or Mariam.
Mariam, exactly.
So Mariam's family, I think she said, are part of the Salvation Army.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
a
yeah.
denomination amongst itself. Fun story. When I worked at the Catholic Church, which I need to go back to, I would work a lot with the Salvation Army to feed the Venezuelans. I was talking about Venezuela earlier because what we did in Venezuela is very different from what Putin is doing in Ukraine. This is very evil. This is different. And as evidence of that, I was trying to say, I was taking care of Venezuelans in Chicago. We had 2 shelters by us that had thousands, maybe 1, 2, 3,000 Venezuelan migrants. And they came here with nothing. And most were fantastic, great people.
I mean, I'm guessing like the point you're trying to make is like it's different because you know, like Russia is not doing that kind of thing. Like they're not taking care.
They were
of
fleeing their
those,
country because the regime
less collateral damage.
less collateral damage, but like the regime inside the country has destroyed the country. At least 8 million people have fled. Thousands were in my city. They were homeless and had nowhere to go, and so they would sleep in front of police stations or inside of police stations. We had a big problem. It's unlike other countries where you see countries where they're war torn or they have economic issues, and like 80% of the refugees are men, young men. In Venezuela, 25% of the refugees we had were children, right? And some large percentage were women.
Meaning under 18?
Yes. I would, even in our church, we would take care of 3-year-olds, breastfeeding children.
Okay.
And they had nowhere, for example, to take showers because they're all in and outside of the police station. There's a bathroom, but nothing else. And then there's issues of what if something happens with all these women and children, which there were many, and all these other men. And so I was a part of an effort to help them. And God bless that Catholic church for doing that. We fed them and they would take showers at our facility. And so anyways, we would have some of these Salvation Army people come, and they're dressed in uniform. And so their church, they dress in a military uniform. And it was very funny because I'm in the Army at that point, and I was like, oh, there. And it's funny. And so those people, for example, are a different denomination. And, they just act different. Whereas like the Georgian church will act different. And anyways, I'm getting a little too off track.
I mean, I'm just fascinated by how much you have to talk about this, so many different topics, basically.
I think he didn't even begun.
Yeah? Oh, my God.
Anyways, we do the after parties of Modern 9 to 5, which stays off the record.
Good.
But, you'll get your chance to express yourself even more, brother.
Cool. To all the refugees and all those who have no home, when we do have a home. And may God save them, help us, and help
Hopefully
those.
one day they have a
Of
home
course,
and,
yes.
Food.
comfort they need. Exactly.
Exactly.
True.
Thank God for what we have. Onwards.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So enough with the deep topics. Enough with the pain, suffering, and the anything that
Was Catholic and then became Orthodox, and then and then I got married here.
complex topics.
Yeah,
basically.
complex topics.
Now, give us few thoughts about how horrible Georgian businesses are. Even though your wife is not letting you do that, we still need to hear it.
It's all great, and I have nothing to say.
You're not the first American
course.
that's our guest in Georgia, but I'd say you're a unique American guest in our podcast because you come from a very specific experience.
Yeah. Very unique. I don't know any Americans here.
Yeah. Oh, we had some really, really cool guys, but
Kent. Kent seems like a fantastic,
he's a great
fantastic
guy.
gentleman. I'd love to meet him someday.
Well,
that's
no more.
easy. No, that's
It's
easy.
easy to meet him.
Yeah.
He's our
But
friend.
having Georgian wife and then also have a kid here.
Yeah.
And
No, Kent doesn't have a Georgian wife.
no, that experience
okay, so
unique.
you're talking
I'm
about
talking
I
about
have a
the
child,
unique.
and so one of the things I was
Yes,
going to go over in
and-
the chronological order. My wife and I get
And-
married. We have a huge, amazing, big wedding. I'd love to talk about it, actually. It's partially the Georgian business thing.
What, did it happen in Georgia?
Yeah,
Oh,
in Ambassador in Kakheti.
nice. Kaçreti ambassador.
Kaçreti.
I know it's difficult.
Where something
You're
is
not
that-
I thought it was
pronouncing
in Kakheti.
Do you know
It's
what
in
he wrote?
Kakheti
Do
is
you
a
know what he
region,
wrote
and there's
to us?
Kaçreti.
Do you know what he wrote to
Kaçreti?
us? That wife planned that wedding all by herself.
Yeah.
In just 4 months.
From
but he
America.
said it like without me involving. I mean, you said that like
I can't do.
it-
What
she
would I
would
do?
even let
Talk
you
Georgian?
to do something.
No,
Look,
God, no.
Look,
Yeah.
I mean,
Even
she
if
wouldn't
I
even
could,
let
I
you-
couldn't.
Have you been there in Chocha also?
Yeah.
Wedding
I think
is-
I saw the pictures. Yeah.
Wedding is just for wives.
Not
okay?
the first
Even
time
if you
he's
wanted
wearing the
to,
chocha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my background is us in the
Your
Chokha and my wife.
involvement in wedding is just to show
thing
up
we
there.
like about you,
Yeah.
very respectful.
Wait till you
You're
see
very
my
respectful.
dancing and her dancing. She's great. My wife, have it up.
Okay.
My wife, fantastic dancer, but she's a much better singer, and I'm trying to get her to sing more. She used to
What do
go around
you
the country.
What do you think?
Yeah, Georgian folk.
Folk music.
Folk.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
folk music.
Kartvel.
Yeah, I used to actually, like when I was super young, Sameba Cathedral, obviously you know that.
After
I used to Galo Barogorari. Yeah, I used to
Really?
chant. Yeah, like
Now you-
I
now-
have a perfect kind of ear for
Yeah.
Like I said, like it's a complex topic. You know,
I get it.
I have
I get
my
it.
reasons why I am the way I am, but I can relate to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Religion is a very sensitive topic, so I don't want to go deep about that.
Sure,
So,
sure.
Yeah, but I appreciate the ones who are bold to talk about it like yourself.
Yeah.
And it
I think
seems
this
like
is
you're
true.
way more educated than I am about theology in general.
I used to be an atheist. I was an atheist, and then I studied church history and theology in depth. And before that, I studied Islam, another religion called Baha'ism. Before that,
Which
I
one
was
is that? I don't.
It's a
even know.
Unitarian-based religion, and so there was a prophet named Baha'u'llah.
I'm curious about Buddhism. Have you read that one also?
One topic at a time, Levon. This guy, he said, all prophets are of one God for that people group in that time. Sounds beautiful. You dig a little deeper. It's really just a Shia Islam. He's a person who's really just a Shia Muslim who tries to renovate the religion. And in my personal opinion, of course, goes off and does something different. He died in 1893, and so there's photos of him. There's 9 of these temples on Earth. One of them is in Chicago. And so it's one of the reasons I know so much about it. I study these religions,
Makes
and they
sense.
all pointed back to Christianity. And I think it's simple to show why. Jesus Christ is the most historically well-documented person in ancient history. It's like in 2,000 years from now, there's more evidence for some carpenter in Des Moines, Iowa, right? Or from Giatura, Georgia,
Giatura,
right?
yeah.
There's some carpenter from Giatura, right? And he's from there. Then there is evidence for like Abraham Lincoln or Donald Trump. You imagine that? Some guy from Giatura, there's all this evidence for, but not like Donald Trump. And so I think it's part of a much larger argument for why Christianity is true. If it wasn't true, why did all of the 11 of the 12 apostles die to spread the gospel, some of them here, if it wasn't true? And so if you were to investigate it really deeply, nothing spiritually, just intellectually, I think you would come to the conclusion that Christianity is true and that orthodoxy is the fullest, most true expression of that faith. And so,
Cheers to
yeah,
that,
Galma
yeah.
Jos,
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
layers to it.
Christianity
Am
is
I the
it's
only
a
one
much
who doesn't
deeper
have an
topic.
ADHD here? Because
I'm
how
sorry.
did we still get back to that topic again?
Bro,
after?
because the way you talk, like we get a lot of questions, and that's what
Yeah,
brings
I-
you back to that point.
Yeah. I'll stop with the religion for now, but
No,
I think
we
it's
love
very
it.
important.
We love it. Don't get us wrong.
No, the
we
part
love
that
it.
Jack is amazing, I understand that. I'm talking about you.
Me, okay. So, like I said, it's probably me. Like I'm the one throwing people off from there, you know, the
So good.
It's also me. He asks a question.
It's so
I
good.
have to respond. In
It's
my
so
mind,
but
I'm
like
like,
I'm
no,
trying
I
to
gotta.
listen, you know, and when I get involved, then obviously I have questions. Then
Yeah,
we
more
go back.
questions
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, but now we need to cover another topic.
Yes, sir.
So business in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And why you should leave Georgia if you want to make real buck.
Yeah. Talk about the pros and cons of Georgia. Yeah. Let's.
Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
to go
Know
deeper. Like,
So as
we
I spoke about earlier, I think Georgia is a very holy place. One of the things I thought we were going to talk about more, actually, I'll very quickly just talk about. Being that I have Georgian family, it's very easy for me to make Georgian friends because I have other Georgian friends and family. It's not hard. But even though that's true, I think I can maybe confidently say I have more friends in Georgia, even though I've only been here for 3 different times for only some months, than I probably do in America, or at least more good friends here than in America. And I think it's because the hospitality, the kindness, like Ken said, actually, the lack of transactional behavior is insane.
Yeah.
When I went to my first Supra, when I landed here in 2024, we got off the plane. There was a huge party waiting for us. My wife hadn't been to Georgia in 5 years. We come out, it's a big party. Sorry. We come out, we go to the house, and immediately there's a Supra. Immediately. And so
Yeah, I
Sign
think
of
something. Yeah, something that you wrote us. I just noted it.
Yeah.
You wrote to us. In America, care is scheduled and often conditional.
Yep.
What do you mean by that? Yeah.
what my family gives me here and in general is not conditional. It's not based on if I, text them so often, which I should, but I don't know. It's not based on how I try to do things for them or what I try to provide for them. It's not seen as a value for value. It's seen as a love for love.
Yeah, so it's not something that you're like trying to think I'm gonna do this or that. It's just naturally what
Natural.
you do. Okay.
I think the people and friends and the other people I've met naturally love me, my wife, and vice versa. And it's very, very unique and different.
Okay.
That is what makes Georgia unique and beautiful. And I think what's the foundation of that is it's faith.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to link it
Right,
with.
it's like
yeah.
this. Right? It's like where does that
It starts with that.
It's not a coincidence, right? It just
Yeah.
didn't come out of nowhere.
Faith plays a lot of role.
No, I like
Christ
that
tells us it's the
I
bedrock. We
really
didn't-
love that explanation. Yeah.
Christ tells us not to build the house on the sand, but on the rock. I think Georgia is the rock, and that rock has led to, a beautiful house that serves super every day. And so that's the big thing.
Good analogy, right?
Right. But the bad things that come out of it, right?
That's what you want. What I want to hear.
Those are great. I have to say the great things.
You
Food's
don't have
great.
to go
Wine.
harsh or something. Like just give like spit it out. Like whatever.
I think the
however you feel.
post-Soviet mentality here is like
Man,
so
fuck
uncustomer.
me. Like I had discussion.
Oh man.
I had a conversation exactly about that. Like it seems like a lot of our guests are making the same point. Like there's a huge fucking difference between someone our age, more or less. You're younger than us.
Even
but
your
yeah.
age.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, we
Sorry,
have
Tom,
3-year difference. What the hell is going on?
No. What I mean is
here?
like.
Like young people and old, like it's better with young people, of course.
Yeah.
I bought some flowers for my wife. I was at City Mall. I said, "Hey, for this much, lottery, I want to buy flowers." And she was like, "Okay, we have this." And I was like, "I don't really like that." She went,
You were like, fuck off.
Yeah, it just,
Yeah, service level.
just left. And I was like, "Guys, I told you, I'm like willing to spend money." And then eventually, I just kept like looking at the flowers.
It's kind of embarrassing, right?
Yeah, but I have a worse example. I had surgery on a cyst on my back. Developed it from working out and
you
running so
mentioned
much in
that.
the army, all this weird stuff, and it got really big. And in America, it was $1,500 with insurance to remove because it was cosmetic. Technically, it didn't
With insurance?
with insurance.
For army
So it's a
person.
very, very expensive.
because it's
surgery.
cosmetic. The army actually pays 100% for
Yeah,
all of my.
that's what I want to
100%.
clarify.
It's fantastic.
So
We had a
it
child,
was,
you
free.
still
had
It
to
was
pay.
considered as cosmetic
Because
okay.
it's cosmetic.
Cosmetic is never paid. Yeah,
Exactly,
not even
right.
with insurance.
okay.
Yeah, imagine if I said, "Hey, I want to."
Cosmetic means like you need to remove something. So
Superficial.
okay, got it.
Right,
got it.
and it
Non-medical.
cost how much here?
340.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, come on.
So you got your
But-
answer, man.
That's
Right? Yeah.
5x, 5x
That's why it's
lower.
good.
That's
But I
five-
won't say the company.
That's
The
5 times lower.
5 times lower. But
We
I
can
got,
actually say the
but-
company. I don't think we're gonna
but
getting.
I got 5 times lower
No,
service.
you don't. But the idea is that it was done perfectly, right?
No, that's the bar.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it was a little rough. I was like, you guys use lasers? They're like, we cut it. All right. You know, I went to this
Like
place.
a shock therapy, we call it. You know.
Well, here's my problem.
I was trying to catch him to say that, but okay.
I don't. So, because when we go out, right, I'm not like maybe some of your other guests where they like live in Vache or somewhere, and it's like very, you know, expat oriented.
Kind of fancy.
Yeah. I went to like, we live in, I won't say where we live. We live in a very Georgian area, a very Georgian clinic. My family had to translate for me. Everything's in Georgian, which of course.
Okay.
And this dude was clearly some Soviet doctor. Didn't care at all about me. He was like,
Yeah, you gotta be tough, man.
Yeah,
you come from the fucking army.
yeah.
So,
So, yeah, I was like, you guys use anesthesia? He's like,
Yeah. You're a man, so just
vai me.
take it.
Bravo.
Anesthesia. That's like
got me.
money on air. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
well, I
just
can
take
cut
it.
myself then. Come on. I'm paying you money.
We have a film about cutting yourself.
I had the
Oh,
same
really?
exact
Oh, I don't know.
thing.
Yeah.
Doing a surgery on yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
And the tragedy of that is he gets disinfected and he dies basically. He's doing through the mirror. That like the operation was perfect, but the disinfection wasn't right, so he dies. Like that's the movie.
My God.
So the
Thanks for
problem
spoiling.
with
You spoiled it. Ugh.
Such a terrible explanation of that movie.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
the movie.
You know what?
but isn't that the whole point of
I'll
that
drink to
movie?
that.
You know,
You know what?
man,
Yeah,
I
That's
mean-
how he died.
Okay, so I feel like I need to give you more context. And,
I don't-
you need to actually watch that
Levon,
movie.
I don't want to. I don't want it. That was funny. Let's move on.
Long story short,
Long story
let
short.
me tell
like,
you,
Short story longer.
here are the downsides of Georgia that he wrote to us. So it's business culture
yeah,
is
no
insufficient.
technology.
Service quality is often poor. Things frequently do not work as expected. Finding basic items can be frustrating. English proficiency is inconsistent. Loving Georgia
don't look at
does
me.
not mean ignoring this realist.
No, that's funny. That's funny. We're gonna clip farm for this.
Man, I'm
But
cooked.
bro,
I'm
like
cooked.
so many solid points.
I know. I mean,
like
all
I
that.
told
This
you,
Soviet doctor
we don't
did
wanna
not
draw
care
the
about
like
saying is that
unrealistic
I can
picture.
relate to all of
Yeah.
what you wrote here. I mean,
Mike's gonna come over and throw some at me.
It's all true.
It is true, unfortunately.
There's actually one
Doesn't take
guy-
away from the amazingness of this country, but like
Exactly, like,
guys, you know how hard it
again-
was to find this chocha? You know how hard like this is something I'm like, I will spend a lot of money.
Looks amazing, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Madlaba Khmerz.
But
Yeah, but it's just like why is it dark blue? Only size they had. You know, it's like I wanted white or black. What do they have?
the lighting is good.
We
I
got
think
dark
you're gonna
blue.
still look nice.
All right, whatever.
Don't you worry about that.
And because like in some of maybe the expat areas, tell me if I'm wrong. I imagine English proficiency is particularly high. Of course, with young people, it's higher.
Yeah.
But where we live, right, the Libre, there's like one person who like
Yes.
kind of speaks English, and so my Georgian's gotten better because no one speaks English, right? So like I'm struggling.
That's
right?
the way to learn Georgian. Actually,
Wait, the youngsters, because
Even the young
technically-
people.
Technically, right now it's the second language in our country, and it should be.
There's a lot of things that are
is
technically
it
true.
already? Is it already?
things
It, I mean,
True.
it is considered as the
Hey,
second
I'll say
language.
this.
Yeah.
When I lived in Turkey, I had to. I think not.
Is
to
it
this
better
day.
here in like in terms of English speaking?
In comparison to
yeah,
Turkey?
Yeah.
Good question. Yeah.
Significantly.
Really?
Significantly.
But where
yeah.
in Turkey? Turkey
I
is
mean,
I lived in
would-
Istanbul.
I would
lived
think
in,
so. I would think so.
even
yeah.
in
In
compared to
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
I lived-
I'm surprised.
I lived in
now.
Kadıköy.
No.
an
I
area.
mean, come on. Yeah.
But I mean, it's in Istanbul. Like they have some of the biggest airports. Like everybody's going there.
yes, but still.
They don't speak English.
I think
In
based on-
Ebdinonu, which is like, I'm sorry, I may have.
Okay, so
spit a little
Istanbul
bit.
is huge. Well, so
Huge, 60 million people, right?
Yeah.
So Emninonu, which is the like where Hagia Sophia Sultan Ahmed is, they speak really fantastic English there because it's all tourists. You need to speak English. It is so hilarious how you can take one step out of there.
yeah, and
Done.
immediately are nothing.
I don't want to
Yeah.
say it, but it kind of it's same here. Like it's just from the way you talk, like you know,
Yeah.
you're in the area
Yeah.
where they don't speak it, and you step one in the city center, and then they speak it. You know.
Yeah, like most of Tbilisi is good. Don't get me wrong. Like part of the issue I have is that when you compare it to Germany, it's very poor here. But if you compare it to any of its neighbors, I mean Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey,
Completely
Russia,
agree.
you guys are
Even in
levels
some
ahead.
of the European Union countries, such as Bulgaria.
I was just about to say like
Romania.
Bulgaria. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't speak to Romania, for example, but like you guys are doing very well for where you're at. Apologize.
No. That's really.
That being said,
that's really thin. I mean, cautious
Like we
explanation
said,
of
like
that where you're at.
we need
Yeah.
we need
I like that.
objectivity,
It's
and
really-
we need like real opinions. Like it's good that you're saying that there's a lot to improve in terms
ton.
Of course.
service.
why
man.
does your country only have Carrefour? It's like, oh, we have grocery stores. We have one, and like sometimes Goodwill. I used to work for a grocery store, a small grocery store by American standards, and I can't find anything.
I don't want to break it to you, but like
that's
my
what you wrote.
family
Like
owns
finding
one of
basic
the
items
supermarket
can
chains.
be
I don't name which one of them.
frustrating. What type? I mean,
Here?
can you name?
Akhada?
Can you name what type of items? I mean, here
Yeah.
the thing that you said and you wrote that finding basic items can be frustrating. So,
Yeah.
like what?
Actually,
ju-
like,
Put me on the
tons
spot.
of fucking
Yeah.
Xbox are same
Yeah.
same
Just
exact
give me
thing, man.
give me an example.
Like
I
this-
just wanna
Mattress topper.
know.
There is
What-
no-
what's that?
mattress topper.
What's mattress topper?
Thing that goes on top of your mattress.
You put something on your mattress?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the only
Which
reason
is
why
what?
you
Which
were
is what?
asking
Wait,
this question.
What is mattress topper?
Who's the patriot now?
You don't even know. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. You know,
The
like
fuck is that?
I only lived 2.5 years in the UK. I fucking hate it. You all know. Everybody knows that. But
Assalamu
like
alaikum.
some
You
of
had
the
mattress
service
topper?
levels, like what I mean is like you can get anything in a second.
Yeah, what
Like-
you can get from Amazon immediately, that's
Not
different.
just
I'm
Amazon.
saying, what is
No.
mattress topper?
There's
Okay,
like
okay,
10,
I'll tell you.
10
So-
other Amazons
so my- so
locally.
my-
You know what I mean? Like-
Moitza, make a little bit of both. So we have in my family's house. I didn't like the last mattress, and so they bought me a new mattress. God bless
Okay.
them. I would never expect that
And if you
treatment in
don't
my
like
family.
it, you send it back.
Yeah. So they bought me a new mattress just for me, actually. Yeah. Very wonderful. It's even worse, right? Like they went from like, it's not really soft enough to like, this is a rock. So I didn't like it.
Okay.
And I was having a hard time sleeping at first. And I said, hey, babe, hey, Tomto, let's buy a mattress topper. And I was like, where do we get one? And everyone was like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, I guess. And now we're leaving. Never got one. Right? That's the story.
Because no one knows what that is.
Yeah,
What
bro.
that
So,
even
so
is?
what does it say?
Jamie
That's
Beverly
it.
Ojahi Aris Kartsveli.
Okay.
Aris Kartsveli. They all know what I'm talking about. Like I explain it in English. They looked it up and she knows. And then they asked their friends.
I have to.
And then now
I
I'm
have
leaving.
To see that. I have
You know, like that's the story. I'll give you, I want to mention one thing really fast as well. There are 2 English-speaking Georgian churches in Tbilisi. They have service either every Saturday or every other Saturday.
they're
in
Catholic,
English.
right?
They are Orthodox. They're Georgian
Orthodox.
They are under the Catholic Patriarch of all of Georgia, Ilya.
Oh,
I
I did not know that.
I sent when we had the
Oh yeah, you sent. Oh yeah,
But we
yeah.
do
Sorry,
have
sorry.
this. Are you talking about these? Like this is mattress topper?
yes.
But we have this.
What's that?
I couldn't find it and no one knew.
Mattress topper. Ah.
My wife just said, "What's that?"
Oh, okay. I think we do have it, but like you need to know like some local providers and stuff. So services like
Yeah.
Very
so,
underdeveloped,
So I went to
yeah.
that the Georgian church, but that spoke English.
No, we have late. I must have a mattress topper.
I know like we do have those also. Like I know you've been gone for like.
No, they
5 years.
don't. Yeah, no, they don't.
No,
If they do, it's hard to find. Here's the thing.
That's the thing about Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, like if you knew
You
me
might
before,
have it,
like no,
but if it's in
I
some
could get it
bazaar,
I could get
I'm
it.
never
to
gonna find it. Yeah, who cares?
So that's, how Georgia operates, you know, like
Yeah.
if you knew me, I would get it for you.
I know you would.
I'd probably take,
Which is why I love
take
this
commission,
country.
bro.
No, you wouldn't.
kidding, I'm
no,
kidding,
you
I'm
wouldn't. No, you
kidding.
wouldn't. That's a joke. Yeah. Shenaris Dalian Satsatsilo. Yeah, very funny. But he wouldn't. But
it's
you're
like,
Georgian.
If many people like you came over to Georgia,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there would be a demand. Right now, there's no demand.
That's true.
You know, and then
Georgians
we
also-
start providing
This
those
is
kind of
something
services.
that my wife has a hard time with too. Not just her, my wife. Many Georgians. In my personal opinion, you guys have a really hard time telling businesses you're doing something wrong or giving them a bad review.
Oh yeah,
oh
that's
my
in our
You're
personal.
not, you're
fine.
not taking,
we cannot
yeah.
say that we are
God.
wrong.
You might get stabbed for giving a bad review. Honestly,
We went to we paid
can't
a lot.
say that.
I know.
it's like a classic.
because you guys all know each other.
Cultural difference between Georgia and America. You know, you can't stuff.
Oh, no.
You
So,
cannot say anything.
Here's an example. We were at rooms in Khazbeki. amazing place.
Oh yes,
But
it is.
Fantastic.
yeah. But there's always but.
But quick shout out. There's a monk named Father Paul. He speaks fluent English. He learned has never been
in Girgeti.
in Girgeti.
Nice.
In Girgeti.
Nice.
One of the things I love about Georgia is that your monasteries are not museums. They're really monasteries.
They are
All right,
monsters.
that's something you mentioned. yeah.
Crazy. I go to Girgeti, and we went there last time we were here for when my wife was pregnant. I did a baby shower. It was really nice. And we go to Girgeti, and I'm gonna do the sign of the cross. I'm praying, and I hear this priest like say hello, like welcome people in English, and I was like, no way. And he's clearly a priest. And I go, hello, Father, Domino Moto Mamo or something, He's like, Father bless. And he goes, he blesses me. I go, oh, he's a priest. And he speaks to me in English. And I go, Father, how did you learn English? And he goes, my bishop gave me a Kindle, and I look at English, and I look at Georgian, and I read the Bible, and I learned. And I start explaining something like, well, I saw this on the internet. He just goes, I wouldn't know. Never been on. And I was like, oh, all right. And so anyways, I just want to mention that.
That's how they used to learn
That's
English.
an advertisement. Come on, that's an
back in it.
advertisement.
Probably it could be.
What,
could
for the
be.
Church of God? It's unbelievable. And you guys have a lot of priests like that, and I'm really so admirable. We went to the
Gacheti.
Kach. Ara.
Which one?
No.
It's Gacheti, yeah.
The pillar.
Is
Like
it
you do
north? Is it south?
With the Katski pillar.
Katski,
Katski
yes.
Monastery.
Got it.
There's another English-speaking priest with a full beard who spoke to me
We
at length.
also learned by comparing the
I'm not sure, but he learned
English
somehow.
Bible to Georgian Bible.
Something. and he had these long conversations with me. Part of the reason why I ended up converting because they were the truth was in them. And so anyways, great priests, great places. The monasteries are real here. So we go there to see the church, the monastery, the beautiful mountains, and we pay a lot of money to stay in the nicest hotel in the area. And they just, forgot. We called by phone in Georgian, right? So it's not like there's some language barrier. And they just forgot to mention the pool was closed the whole time for like 5 days. And I was like,
Oh,
why?
I mean, that is like.
and they're like, no, but it's always closed. I'm like, no,
And
it
it's
isn't.
considered to be like super fucking fancy type of.
That sucks.
And
Which
it
is
costs
fine.
a lot, also.
And we liked the place at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. But it was just hilarious how, like, we booked that place mostly because of the pool and the view. Didn't matter. And we paid for the premium room. That's happened so many times here.
Yeah, I mean, the
yeah, so the
trade-offs you make
service-
here, trade-offs you make here, everything. Everything.
There was one
looks
time I
good.
called
I mean,
a concert. We booked.
service compared to US, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's something we really
obviously,
sell.
obviously we admit that it's
we hate our
really
families, but man, do we provide good service.
compared to
but
that,
you gotta
it's on
consider
poor
like,
level. Okay,
US
yeah.
is whole another level.
Yeah,
like it's
that-
not even
really.
Europe type shit.
Yeah,
it's,
that's
it's,
really
it's
good.
completely
Yeah.
different.
It's
you know?
phenomenal.
That's fair.
So you're like
fair point.
you're playing on the third or fourth division right now.
Yeah,
It's completely
it's tough. It's tough. I'm giving you guys a
Fair
lot of
point,
grace, and I'm like, but generally it's good. It's not like a daily experience, but especially when you're paying a lot of money, I expect a bit more.
Right.
I
No, we
paid
take
for-
that. No, we take that
Yeah.
fully. I mean, yeah.
I'm going to give you another
No.
example. Last one, okay? Then we're done talking
Yeah.
bad about Georgia. I paid for a room in Batumi, and they just forgot to mention. I paid for this.
But service in Batumi, bro. Like,
Is it worse?
Yeah, it's the most disgusting.
Azbeki, yes.
I'd say like
compared to-
it's all time worse. Honestly, like it's.
I
I'd
love
say like
Batumi,
it's.
by the way.
We all love Batumi.
We
I
do
mean,
love Batumi, but like,
that's an amazing place.
I have
Yeah,
a friend who has a consulting company, and
sir.
like the Batumi region, like Achara region, they
Achara,
asked, they hired this company to do the research. How can we improve
Achara's
the service?
gamajos.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I
Jonas.
mean, come on. He's
no,
doing
no,
better
no.
in toast than us, man.
Yeah, way better, way better.
That's yeah.
What I was gonna say is that
Madlaba.
so they hired this consulting company,
Oh,
and
it's
they
okay.
asked them, how do we improve the service in Achara region? And they've done like a month and a half work, like
And
pretending
they said
to
you
be.
can't improve anything.
Oh, okay, so you spoiled it, but yeah, that was
really?
the fucking definition. Yeah,
Ah,
that
I
was
was
the
just-
recommendation.
I'm
Just
sorry,
don't
I-
invest in Batumi. That was the recommendation.
Ah,
yeah,
Really?
It didn't even
bro,
just
it's
said that.
like incurable basically. So what happened is like they pretended to be guests, like European guests, solid English, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They just role played it, and they've done every different place. Even though Batumi is growing like every year, it's becoming more and more
Unbelievable.
expensive. It seems like Russians don't really care about the service. Even though they do kind of care, but like they still
What about
come, they
Turks?
still pay.
What about Turks?
Do you know we don't get that many. We do
When-
get Turks.
When
but
I was in Batumi, there was many Turks, and
yeah,
Ajara gets so many
they
Turks.
go to casinos. Casinos do have a good service.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Casino is like a gambling.
but a
kind of
regular
service.
hotel
Yeah.
may not.
So
I
mostly
mean,
like
it's universal standard everywhere
Sure.
for casinos. So
Okay.
So, like,
it is what it is.
people
So when you
who
go to
come
Batumi, you go to a casino.
like
yeah, if you want to have a good service, yeah.
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 So what I mean is like basically you get two types of tourists: Arabs, Turks, people from Muslim countries. There, many of them they get there, but they have like their own thing. Like they don't really
Almost
kind
like
of,
an all-inclusive, maybe, or very.
Yeah, as a
hot-
Georgian, you don't
separate.
even see them that much. You know what I mean? And then you get like 70-80% of Russians of the touristic areas, and they still spend the money. Like it's not about the service. Like that they are used to bad service. So as an American, I can only imagine how bad it must be for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you are comparing that to, that's like Earth and the sky. So
It's also about
why shoot? But I mean, if you guys don't shoot for the moon, so if you don't shoot for the stars, you'll never land on the moon.
Oh, we agree.
You have to
but
have high expectations. When that hotel in
do the mentorship to the
Yes. I'm so sorry. What was that gentleman that you had? I mean, not Kent. The older gentleman who runs a school in Kutaisi, an
Oh
English
yeah,
school.
yeah, he's a great guy, John.
John,
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 yeah.
I like that you've seen like
Yeah, yeah.
basically all of our
Almost,
episodes,
yeah, yeah.
bro.
Oh yeah, John was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. People like John could help with.
He's actually helping.
We had that kind of business idea. In fact, unfortunately, when you just said, "Oh, don't invest in Batumi," we're really thinking about investing in Batumi or Bakuriani.
You need to educate the market. That's the thing.
We were thinking about like some sort of like a holiday rental there, some sort of apartment or
Oh,
something.
that will work.
I don't
That's
know.
not a problem. No, that's different. That's still different. Yeah.
Few things
Yeah.
I can give.
Long term,
because
I
we
would love
ski,
to-
or like we go like. I ski since I was 3 years old, so I grew up in Bakuriani.
We did a very bad job skiing.
Huh?
But right now you can even ski in
No, what I
Ajara.
mean is like if you want to invest in Bakuriani,
Yeah.
like we basically a lot of our buildings are owned by our distant friends. We
nice.
got connections there. So
We'd love to just
the
see,
huge problem there is that the stuff that you don't see from online is
Yeah.
that the infrastructure itself. Like
I drove there.
You drove there,
Yeah.
okay? During the New Year's, so
Not New Year's, but just before. Yeah. Remember we were talking about being in Bakuriani together?
Yeah. You told me
yeah.
that, but what I mean is like the season is very small. It's
Oh.
only about 2 months. Like you don't get that much
Interesting.
snow.
I see.
And so,
But we were told so many Georgians go there because of summer activities and nice time with
Thousands
family.
of Georgians go.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, in summer,
in
yeah,
Bakuriani,
yeah.
even in
That's
summer.
2
But
seasons.
the
Yes.
real money is during the winter.
Well, that
Of course.
That's
But I'm looking at a norm throughout a year. I know it's a seasonal market, but as long as my average is whatever income, I'm fine. I mean, long term, I hope to have enough income that I can invest in something like a call center here, something that can generate jobs. Because,
Yeah.
As a young person, all of us being young people, it's hard. Even in America, it's very hard. Tomta and I are very gracious and very thankful that we do so well. Thanks be to God, truly. Which also, thanks be to God for our jobs, our income, for us to provide for our
Yeah.
family, and also for
Let's
Ajara,
stay
Batumi,
grateful.
and Bakuriani.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
I
Like,
love it,
I'm
yeah.
just trying to give you the
Mountains are
reality
beautiful.
check. In
It's
a way
an
that
amazing place. Yeah.
if you're coming
to
up
that.
with this innovative
Dollars.
ideas, and if you want to really invest your money
Yeah.
and time and basically your effort,
Yeah, we want to do like initial investment to
consider-
see how it is, right?
Yeah.
Something a little more risk adverse.
invest.
Like
in,
a- like
I
a
think
property?
what you're doing right now is good. Like you told me that you have plans to start creating content and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like you need to build the trust.
Yeah.
So you get the credibility to educate the market because unless you educate
What I
the
want to make
market,
though is
you
orthodox
won't be.
content because I think it's the most important for people's salvation. However, my wife does want to make Georgian content because, guys, in DC, there's over 300 families who are Georgian, probably more. I just know that because that's how
100 families.
300 families, and I know that because when we had our concert just before we came here,
What concert?
we had the Philadelphia Georgian dance team. Named after Saint Hudor Martyr Georgi
Okay.
Pirate. Yeah,
it.
sorry. Well, I mentioned the saint's name. We had their dance team come. It was like 80 of them, and they did a dance concert in DC to raise money for our church. 300 Georgians showed up, and we raised $30,000.
Nice.
We sold out. We would have had more people, but we sold out of the theater.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks be to
Well
God.
done,
And so
bro.
we had 300 families we know of, but there's plenty more we don't know of. We just know there are 300 Georgian families, and that's in D.C. D.C. is not one of the biggest Georgian population centers.
Gotta go to New York for sure.
There's like too many in New York. Yeah,
Too many.
I'm joking, but there's a lot in New York.
I
There's
know, that's what I'm
There's
saying.
a Georgian Episcopal Church in New York. It's like a different denomination of Christianity. Like, there's so many Georgians, there's a different Christian
Honestly, I
base
told
there.
you this before, but I find fascinating that I mean, I like the American mindset, man. Like I said this many times,
Yes.
but growing up in a capitalistic country, such a fucking privilege. I'm
It is.
telling you,
It
like
is.
your mindset is like growth, productivity. Yeah, do things the right way. You know?
Oil.
Oil. You know, El Presidentes are free in South America.
Yeah. Let me bring the democracy to you, motherfucker.
No, we're not. No, they'll have democracy. Yeah, they'll have democracy. They already did. They just.
They'll have it.
After some time,
as long as it
Yeah.
benefits to America, like they're gonna have the democracy.
No comment. You know.
Obviously I'm joking, but
course,
the
yeah, we're
ironic
joking.
part is, like even with a little bit of violence, they still get the better deal. Like all of these countries that US is. I
mean, again,
I don't want to
without-
go full
yeah, without
entertaining
getting
right
into it,
now, but
yeah.
well,
without getting into it, right? It is complex. It's a lot. We're having a fun time and we're joking a bit.
yeah.
But ultimately, I think what the United States did is really anti-China, really anti-Russia in that region, and it will. I think, and I hope
On a bigger level,
on a bigger level,
picture, yeah.
it'll actually
geopolitics,
benefit,
baby.
It'll actually
Yeah.
benefit the Venezuelan people, and I think it's good. And there's a lot I can't talk about because, of course, I'm biased,
yeah.
but I'm also working for the President of the United States. I work at a headquarters element.
Sure,
and,
makes
and
sense,
so I'm
yeah.
joking, but let's really hope that for the Venezuelan people, for the people of Abkhazia, for South Ossetia, that they have a bright future, they have freedom, and that we can live in peace. So,
Thanks so much, man.
Of course.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think we kind of covered all of the topics, and our
trust me.
cameraman just showed us the.
Trust me, we
That
didn't
it's like
even
2
begun.
hours
It's been
long
2
podcast.
hours, but we have so many other topics and so many good, interesting things that.
I guess we can
Jack
save that for the
sent to
next
us.
one. Maybe with
But-
Santa along.
No. What
for
I
the
want
next
to
time.
say is the flow and the drive that Jack spoke here today.
yeah, Jake.
Jack.
I
Yeah,
told him
Jake.
10 times before.
No, it's okay.
Like, he has a
Georgians
pronunciation
and
problem.
other people like.
Oh, I said Jake. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
Ja-
you
no.
said Jack.
Jack.
He's Jake.
Ah, then okay.
Jack, it's that's the way it's spelled.
Right, and I enjoyed it so much. That was really honest, really insightful.
Of course.
So many insights and really good topics that you spoke of. So that was wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
Loved how you
truly.
discussed the religion in a kind of with a capitalistic mindset. I still have to mention it.
Yeah.
You still see the bigger picture. You cannot make one thing work without still having this mindset where growth, scale. If you're spreading your whatever you
message.
believe,
Yeah.
you still need to take into consideration this technical
or
stuff.
even explaining everything from that point of view.
Yeah.
Even the
Yeah,
army's like that,
yeah,
right?
I mean, well, whether that's like
It's funny how it started from the army, and I had so many questions about the tanks and invading your neighbors, and then how it became the religious kind of discussion, and then geopolitics, and obviously like many personal conversation also. Loved it, honestly. Like
you.
you can tell. I think we broke the record last time. It was like 3 hours, but. We cheated in a way because we took a break, but this is probably the most intense conversation
Really?
we had.
he
I
would go
think
on for 10
it's,
hours.
it's
10
two,
hours.
It's 2 hours. Bro.
And
Wow.
we're gonna cover
2 hours.
just maybe one
Like
topic.
if you look at our podcast, it's like 1 hour.
I think 2 hours like the max. Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah, we
think we
try
have
to
any.
stick to 1 hour plan,
good.
maximum hour and a half, because I mean that's the strategic.
I already knew
that
that you
we
were a
want to stick
very
to, but-
extroverted person. Like I told you, we met before. Like we had an initial discussion.
told
like
me that, yeah.
that's
But,
very.
but
that's
I
actually-
understood that when he sent me this description.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I sound like
That's
a
what I told
whole
you. Like
thing.
I like American mindset.
This
I
is not
like
even
that-
half of the people's life. They can't even spell their lives in this in the
Okay,
6
oh,
pages.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, what qualifies as a modern 9 to 5 guest? So, I think we need to like increase the bar, honestly. So, we have a guest like Jake who texted me, okay, let's meet for a coffee. That's a very American thing to do. Okay, so we had an initial discussion. Okay, this is what we're gonna cover, a little bit of structure, get to know each other kind of thing. And we caught the vibe. We already knew that the episode was gonna be a bomb. And then he has done all this homework, sending me all this huge structure.
Yeah.
And, obviously, Rezi did not do the perfect job in terms of keeping the structure. But still, bro, it turned out really well.
Rezi did a great job.
I thought you were referring to me saying Jack, not Jake. About that, no, I did, but I enjoyed
he says Jack
it
because
so
I'm a jack
much,
of all
people.
trades. How
I
about
wouldn't
that?
even make
You
this
have
joke
to see this episode,
because,
really.
before we started this, he said, "Okay, so Jack is coming," and I said, "No, it's not Jack, it's Jake."
Yeah.
And he heard me, he
Don't
understood
worry.
it, and he
Every
still,
Georgian and Turk, because in English it's Jake.
I stick to
and
my
that sounds
face.
like Jack.
I stick to my
if you're
face.
not American or
Keep it
something
cool,
or British.
Keep it cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's wrap this up.
Thank you so
Jake,
much for
thanks
having
so
us.
much. Tanta,
Are you
you're
serious?
amazing.
Thanks for just joining us.
You'll be
Of
an
course.
honorable
Seriously.
guest next time. We love you. We appreciate you
No,
guys.
we didn't even start it. That's
know.
not even part one.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
told you. People still need to get to know you, your persona, and I think you did a good job. You expressed yourself as
Yeah.
much as you could. Now they know. Some won't like you. Most probably will like you.
Why?
That's my prediction.
Why would someone not like him?
Well, it's internet. You get all
Yeah.
sorts of weirdos there. So
I said assalamu alaikum too much. I don't know. Yeah.
I know.
well, at least
That's how they
Bro.
say in UK, right?
Yeah.
nobody from fucking Britain
Yeah, yeah.
likes us. So don't even start.
You're already out of there, man.
An
Yeah.
Argentinian saying, "Follow the money."
Oh, come on. Oh,
lot of
geez.
Jews also.
Oh, man. Yeah. He's going to get more Israelis on. Yeah.
But it also works, you still need the people not to like you, just to make your content more authentic. That's what I learned about these things.
If you stand for nothing, so if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. If you make something that everyone
Everyone's
likes,
friend is no one's
Exactly.
friend.
exactly. Then yeah, and I just want to stop for a second and say thank you. I have a lot I want to talk about, a lot I'm passionate about.
We'll have
most
time for
passionate, thank you. Most passionate about Christ, His Church, Orthodoxy in Georgia. So thank you for allowing me to talk about that. I'm passionate about America and the Army.
Vice versa, man.
But you know what?
I like that you protected your country even
Of course.
when we challenged you for a second.
A lot of jokes.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm really appreciative that I can sit down with two great men who are doing something to better their country, to better the situation where me as a foreigner wants to learn and talk more and hear more about what's going on in Georgia with news and politics and business. And there's just nowhere for me to go. And you guys are the first ones to do it. And God willing, in 10 years from now, you're going to be the first of many. And we're going to look back at this and go, wow, wasn't that a great idea? And
Okay.
I just got to say, I'm really happy, thankful. Thank you for allowing me to talk so
Jake,
much.
bro,
Are you
we
serious?
appreciate you so
You
much.
talked about
And
how
thanks-
to,
Galmarjos.
you
Thanks
talked
so
about
much
how
for
to
such
improve the
kind words.
military services, and with
Yeah.
really good
I think the
arguments,
beginning,
yeah.
like 35 minutes were amazing.
on,
I was like, okay, I
on.
really wanted to hear what your perspective was.
Copy what Finland's doing, Yeah. Very similar nation that has a similar deterrence to Russia.
Right.
That is a system that has been proven to work thus far since the 1920s when Russia invaded.
Yeah, I mean,
Is Finland the only case? Because I've heard that one before, but I was trying
There's
to...
other nations, but in
since
my
the-
opinion, from what I've
Yeah,
researched,
Finland did the right way, right? So that's the point.
it's not that they did it right.
logically it's right.
So
right.
I don't
I
want to
think
go
it
back
works
into
for Georgia.
details.
It
We
works
can
for
talk
Georgia.
about this off
Yeah,
record.
yeah.
Yeah.
in
What-
the
what-
perspective, yeah.
What Finland did, Georgia could do. That's why it's important.
If we did it in the right time, I guess.
Now, do it now.
See, we're gonna start
Do it
another
now?
2-hour
Okay.
right
Yeah.
now.
Anyways, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that again.
Thank you for all the content you make.
Thanks so much.
Here's
Jake,
to many
bro.
more videos.
You're amazing.
so
You're
much, Jake.
amazing.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And cheers to your wife and your beautiful family.
Of
And
course.
I hope...
Sarkatvelos da Amerikas Galmarjos.
Bravo.
Galmarjos. Sakartvelos da Amerikas Galmarjos.
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 Sakartvelos da Amerikas Galmarjos.